following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Holly's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists, off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome into P.O. Faulkner Park. It is the home of Martinsburg High School Bulldogs baseball, the site of tonight's action as Martinsburg will entertain the Hampshire Trojans. For Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Matt Crawford, John Alderton running our camera, Donald Kinney, our producer on site, Colin McLaughlin is our engineer at the studio. Well, Matt, an interesting matchup here in this one as the Hampshire Trojans come in at 4-3, Martinsburg entering at 4-4, and both teams riding a two-game winning streak. I will tell you how we've reached this point as Matt regroups, he and John having a moment as we get on the air for this one. I'll let Matt explain in a moment. Martinsburg with a win on April 23rd at Spring Mills 9-8 and came back the next day, that was Saturday, and scored a 16-10 victory at Petersburg, their highest run output of the season. For Hampshire, they've put 11 runs on the board in each of their last two games, as on Saturday they won at Washington 11-4, and then on Monday of this week an 11-6 victory at Kaiser. So one of these two teams is going to leave this ballpark today with 3 consecutive wins.
And they call that a winning streak, Matt.
They do.
We need the clip from Major League that if you win 3, it is a winning streak. It has happened before, and one of these teams is going to do that. Martinsburg playing pretty darn well over their last couple of games. And looking at this Hampshire team, they're slowly getting players back. We understand from their head coach, Chad Van Meter, getting some wrestlers back now that the wrestling season is over, and still some basketball players that are only able to play sparingly. As Hampshire, congratulations to the Trojans, punching their ticket to the state tournament in AAA. So this is still a team looking for a full roster, but doing pretty darn well at 4-3 without a full roster, at least consistently.
Well, that is our matchup here at P.O. Faulkner Park, and glad to get this one in as we arrived earlier at the start of the JV game. It was a little cloudier and there was rain falling, and throughout the course of that JV game, a couple of times came down really heavy, but right now we have a window between what was the rain then and what we see on radar will be coming through as we get later into the evening and overnight, and so hopefully enough time to get this one in.
And we know we've had multiple cameras throughout the year this year with basketball, with baseball. With the weather tonight, we're doing what we can camera-wise. Obviously, don't want a bunch of cameras outside when at any moment, looking at the radar today, at any moment there could be 50-mile-an-hour winds coming in with some of these thunderstorms. So bear with us on the cameras, and obviously we will do our best to bring you this coverage tonight.
Looking forward to it. When we come back, we will hear from both head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
As we welcome you back in here to P.O. Faulkner Park, before we hear from the coaches, Matt, we've got to go back to the beginning of the broadcast, and I promised everyone that we would have to check with you as to the shenanigans with you and John Alderton as we were getting on the air. It's always fun when we get together to do these broadcasts. We hope it comes across that we enjoy what we do.
Yeah, and I try to be as professional as possible and make sure I'm collected no matter what. We try to have fun throughout the broadcast because we have an extremely fun job bringing you these games. But last night, right at the beginning of the broadcast for our basketball coverage, the regional final, we had a sound issue that we have no idea where it came from. We did the sound check, we did everything, and as we go on the air, no sound. And right as we're about to go on the air tonight, I look over at John, and he goes, "We got no sound going through." I'm going, "How is this going to happen again?" And I look up at the camera, and John hasn't plugged in his headphones to actually hear the sound coming through. So just a range of emotions going from, "Oh, no, not again," to, "Wow, he didn't plug his headphones back in."
Well, both of these head coaches that we are about to hear from have gone through those same emotions, as well as both of these teams have had a little bit of an up and down start to the season. Hampshire won their first two, dropped their next three, and then have won two straight coming into this one. Martinsburg, a win, 3 losses, a win, another loss, and then back-to-back victories. So it's been a little up and down. Both of these teams looking for some consistency. We start our conversations with head coach Aaron Byler of Martinsburg and what he is seeing at this point from his team.
I think like we talked about the other day, it's kind of been some up and downs with getting to the top and then jumping off, so to say. But, they're competing every day and they're battling their butts off. And I think, the youth is still playing a factor. And I think the more games they play, hopefully the better that will get.
How much are you seeing that development, especially from those younger players?
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of it, and they continue to work hard in practice.
Melanie requests
and as long as they continue to do that, I think they'll keep getting better. And I think the more games you can play with them, the better the more that'll help their development.
While you don't have a lot of upperclassmen, what role are they playing in being able to help bring those young guys along?
Yeah, I mean, they're great. They're great. Some of them aren't in the lineup every day, and they understand that they still have roles to play as far as leaders and doing things right, and they've been doing everything they need to do to help those young kids and be great leaders for them.
You've been able to put some runs on the board at times. When I look at your breakdown, the 4 games that you've won, you've scored. The 4 games that you haven't been able to get those wins. So what has been the difference in those, maybe getting your offense going or not?
Well, I think if you look at those games, the guys that we were facing on the mound played a key contribute against us for that. But that's kind of baseball. You score, you win, and if you don't score, you won't win. And I think it's just our bats. One game we have a good approach at the plate, we get runners on, and we hit a little bit with runners in scoring position. And the other games we'd get those runners there, but we left a ton of guys on base, and we didn't manufacture anything. So we're an okay baseball team when we do the right things and manufacture runs, and we're not very good when we don't.
How about this matchup against Hampshire? How much fun is it when you play a team that is in your region?
Yeah, you always love regional games, and we're excited for it. And we're not really sure, where Hampshire is. They look like a little bit different team than we saw in a scrimmage, and I think they were missing some basketball players and a couple of wrestlers. I think they got them here tonight. They got some quality wins on their schedule against teams that beat us. So I think we're in for a fight, and hopefully Joe Paulson will go out there tonight on the mound and give us a quality start. And if we have good at-bats, then hopefully good things will happen.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, Matt.
There you hear from Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler. Let's turn our attention to the Hampshire Trojans at 4-3 on the season. 13th year head coach Chad Van Meter starts our conversation with what he is seeing out of his team so far.
Well, we're just starting to get everybody back. We had a couple wrestlers out, and we still got one basketball player out, but starting to put things together. We're getting pretty good pitching. Timely hitting at times, and we just got to put everything together, all 3 aspects. We got to field the ball, get good pitching, throw strikes, and hit the baseball. If we do those things, we'll be fine.
4 wins, 3 losses. Talk to us about the way you've competed through those 7 games.
We got a good many seniors, and that's important, you know, to lead your team. And we've got some guys that have played a lot of ball for us. We've got 3 guys that have played 3 years, I guess, not counting last year, but have played since they were freshmen a lot, and we rely on them a lot to get us through some tough games.
You mentioned not getting a chance to play last year. Has that had an impact on coming back this year and kind of getting back to where you might normally like to be?
I think it's hard for those kids that are not your elite players and not your worst players, those middle-of-the-road guys that you need to win games. Missing that year was hard on them. But we're excited to be out here tonight and looking forward to a good competitive game with Martinsburg.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
There you go, Hampshire head coach Chad Van Meter. Matt, he brings up a real interesting point. I mean, we've had a chance to talk to almost all of our local coaches about not playing last year and the impact. And, you know, they talked about how guys still got reps and opportunities over the summer, whether it was travel ball or, you know, the Hornby Hornets, that sort of thing. But, you know, I think that's a really neat point that Coach Van Meter brings up of the impact on that guy that really needs to be out there and get those reps on a regular basis.
Yeah, again, you have your top-tier guys on any team, whether you're a no-win team, whether you're a 30-win team. You got that top tier, and you have those that make the team but aren't necessarily guys that you're going to rely on day in and day out. Then you have the majority, which are those middle-of-the-road guys who are good high school baseball players, but obviously probably not going to play at the next level, but are going to help you win games, and they could be involved in other things. Looking back at me personally, I was probably in that group in high school where I played summer ball, but it wasn't necessarily competitive because I was lifting for football. I was playing football, and again, it's not necessarily the laziness factor. You just have other stuff go on. You look at those multi-sport athletes that only some can just go from sports to sport and be at that top-tier level. So, yeah, last year hurt getting those reps for sure.
All right, our matchup today, the Martinsburg Bulldogs hosting the Hampshire Trojans. We take another 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we will wrap up our pregame show with a little deeper look at today's game, and we'll get into the starting lineups. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Back again here at P.O. Faulkner Park, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller, John Alderton running our TV10 and camera, Donald Kinney, our on-site producer, Colin McLaughlin, our engineer from back at the studio. Well, Matt, as we look at this matchup, Hampshire, the last time they were on the field for a full season, that 2019 season, went 12-20, lost 6-5 in the sectional tournament. That was the elimination game for them. It's a program that under Coach Van Meter has always been an extremely competitive program. Part of the problem is they play in one of the best high school baseball areas in the state.
Yeah, and looking at their section over the past several years, they've been in a very, very competitive section and a very, very competitive region. When you look at their side of the region, they have to go through Jefferson. I mean, to get to a regional round, you have to get through the Jefferson Cougars, and that is no easy task for anybody across the state. And you look at going back to 2017, 2018, Washington was very competitive on that side of the region. And then if they get to a regional round of the playoffs, you're playing Hedgesville, you're playing Martinsburg, you're playing Musselman's and Spring Mills, and there is no easy way in this region to punch your ticket down to Charleston for states. It's not an easy ride no matter which way you want to go.
It's a Hampshire team that right now is putting up runs. 51 runs scored through 7 games. That is 7.3 a contest, but are giving up about 6.6 per contest. That's 46 runs that they have allowed. On the other side, Martinsburg, last time they were on the field for a full season in 2019, how about a 23-10 record, a 6-5 loss against Musselman in that sectional tournament. Martinsburg at a 4-4 clip right now, and Matt, they're averaging 6.3 runs a game. The issue, they're giving up 8 a contest. That's 50 that they have scored against 64 runs allowed.
When Martinsburg wins, they have scored 48 runs this year. When Martinsburg loses, they have scored 2 runs this year. So you look at, okay, when they're on, but when they are not having a good night, it is really clear they're not having a good night, especially at the plate. Again, pitching, I think they've shown some promise on the mound with some young guys, and I think one of those guys, and Joe Paulson, is going to be on the mound tonight. You look at a 6.63 ERA, and that's not going to jump off the page at you, but I think especially in the last start we saw against Jefferson, it was really a quality outing for him. I mean, nobody's been able to handle that lineup 1 through 9 for Jefferson. I thought he showed some promise. There was a couple of innings where he didn't allow a run. He was throwing strikes. He was doing a good job. So I think this pitching staff has definitely been, while not as deep as I'm sure Coach Byler would like, but I think they've been more productive than maybe people thought going into the year.
You better have some pitching in high school baseball, and I get it. When it comes to postseason time, if you've got a 1 and a 2, you can go deep into the playoffs with a very strong 1-2, and then having maybe that 1 or even 2 extra guys that you could bring in if you do have to go there. But when you look at the regular season, Matt, when these two teams wrap up today, tomorrow is Friday. Hampshire is at Frankfort. Martinsburg is at Musselman. Martinsburg over the weekend going down to the Bridgeport area where they'll take on North Marion, and they'll be at RCB, which is in Clarksburg. And then next week, you've got at Berkeley Springs, East Hardy here, at Hampshire, and then Musselman here on a Saturday. Hampshire's got 3 games next week. University, Moorfield, Martinsburg, all of those are home games. You don't get many days off.
No rest for the weary, that's for sure.
All right, well, the grounds crew doing a great job getting the field together here at P.O. Faulkner Park. And outside of a little bit of that light brown that you can see around the plate area and even on the mound where they put that drying compound down, otherwise, I tell you, the field looks great considering the drizzle and light rain we've had all day and even a few heavier showers that we had during that JV game.
It's just going to be a matter of beating the clock and beating the rain. A big storm coming in right now, right around the Morgantown area. So how quickly can we get this game? And I think is going to be the big issue throughout this game, but a heck of an umpiring crew to help us get there.
There you go. Let's get it started. Keith Allison and Jeff King, our umpiring crew. Allison will be behind the plate in this one. They are meeting with the head coaches, getting the lineup cards, and going over the ground rules here at P.O. Faulkner Park as they do. Matt, let's take a look at today's starting lineups.
Let's start with Hampshire, leading off playing third base, number 10, Cohen Mowry. Playing center field, batting second is Colin Hott. At shortstop, number 5, Trey Bryson is hitting third. Grant Landis in the cleanup spot. He wears number 12 and will be behind the plate. His other battery mate, Wes Landis, is batting fifth. He will be on the mound, wears number 6. In the number 6 spot in the order, second baseman number 2, J.J. Charlton. In the 7th spot in the order, right fielder number 21, Chase Walker. In the 8th spot, first baseman number 22, Austin Eglinger. And rounding out the batting order is Asher Landis. He will play left field and wear number 14.
So no DH in the lineup for Hampshire. They will bat 9. And it's those 9 that will play in the field. We mentioned Chad Van Meter earlier in his 13th year leading this program, assisted by Eric Hott, Ken Mayers, Barry Crawford, and Eric Beeman. All right, let's turn to the homestanding Martinsburg Bulldogs.
In the leadoff spot, left fielder number 4, Landon Sifford. Batting second, playing shortstop, number 24, Jack Reisenweber. In the number 3 spot, wearing number 14, playing right field, is Isaiah Morris. In the cleanup spot, first baseman, number 27, Caleb Edwards. In the number 5 spot in the batting order, catcher number 8, Matthew Asunovich. In the number 6 spot, it is center fielder number 33, Shine Knotts. Batting 7th, playing third base, wearing number 10, Michael Lupus. Batting 8th, the DH for the pitcher, number 18, Jake Zittel. And rounding out your batting order for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, second baseman number 3, Hudson Clement.
For the Bulldogs, led by Aaron Byler in his 3rd season, 4th year, 51 wins and 26 losses, assisted by Kurt Zarnecki and Bo Bartley, along with Zeke Grissinger, Buzzy Jackson, and Larry Cooper. Now, the cloud cover around the area remaining, and still that threat of showers and even a thunderstorm that could blow in. The lights are already on here. P.O. Faulkner Park, a beautiful place for high school baseball. Looks like our temperature right now about 73 degrees. You can feel the difference, a little breeze that has been blowing through. It's turned out, to be honest, a very comfortable evening for high school baseball on a day when we weren't sure we were going to have high school baseball. Well, as we are playing here, the Martinsburg girls basketball team is down in Charleston for the quarterfinal round of the 4A state tournament. Earlier today, Jefferson fell to Cabell Midland 59-46. Cabell Midland, the number 2 seed in that tournament. Jefferson was the 7 seed. Going on right now, the 8 seed Martinsburg and the 1 seed Huntington. 46 seconds left, and Huntington has a 1-point lead, 50-49. Martinsburg just 7 of 21 from the foul line in this one, and that has certainly been a big difference. And so we will see. It looks like Huntington has a player going to the foul line in just a moment. So if Huntington can knock down free throws, which, by the way, they're 7 of 10 from the charity stripe, they may be able to escape with the win. But, wow, it's been a great effort for Martinsburg and still not done. 51-49 now, Huntington with 27 seconds left.
And obviously they wanted to go down and prove that they were too low of a seed. They and Jefferson wanted to go down and bring some respect back to the Eastern Panhandle, going, hey, we shouldn't have been the 7 and 8 seeds. Jefferson not able to get the job done, but the first trip in a very long time for the Jefferson Cougars down to the state tournament. For Martinsburg, they're just, again, trying to get over that hump and trying to bring back a state championship to the Eastern Panhandle.
Well, and a tough break for Martinsburg after a missed free throw. Martinsburg got the rebound, but then turned the basketball over, and so Huntington has it back with a 51-49 lead and 18 seconds left in that one. We will tell you how that plays out as we continue on with our broadcast coverage here. All right, the Hampshire Trojans in the gray baseball pants, the green jersey tops, white lettering and numerals on the fronts and backs of those jerseys. They line up off the first base side as they are in that first base dugout. Martinsburg in the third base dugout in the white baseball pants. They have the black jersey tops with the likewise black lettering and the orange and white trim.
Go ahead.
I'm good. Well, you got to say it. The whole idea of a uniform is the identification of players on the field, and I just do not understand how the SSAC or any sports organization says it's okay to have the same number and jersey colors. It just doesn't work. And look, from right now, and I'm sure on your camera if you're watching on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, it looks great. And from this angle it does. But when you get guys out onto the field and you get that distance and so forth, it really can make things challenging. And we're in the business where we need to know who is making plays, and so we'll deal with it. I'm just throwing that out there. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout as we pause here for the national anthem. On the other side of the break, we'll come back, check out our pitching matchup, and bring you today's opening pitch and all the play-by-play. It is Martinsburg hosting Hampshire, West Virginia high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Craving lunch or dinner? The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving. Awarded one of the 101 most unique places to eat in West Virginia, the Cider will fill you up with their delicious fresh orchard panini, mouth-watering smoker burger, farmer's daughter Cobb salad, and more. The Cider Press also serves a wide selection of craft beer and hard ciders. The Cider Press, serving lunch and dinner daily and where the food is fresh. You'll feel right at home. Now offering online ordering at Cider Press Deli and Grill.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Well, as we welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park, before we get into our pitching matchup, it has gone final in Charleston. Huntington gets the win over Martinsburg 54-49, and the 2 points that Coach Kyle Triggs and his coaching staff are going to feel hurt them the most. Martinsburg 7 of 21 from the charity stripe, and late in this game on 2 different occasions, Huntington missed the second free throw of 2 free throw attempts, and while Martinsburg got a rebound, they turned it over, and that allowed Huntington more free throw attempts to eventually take what was just a 2 or 3 point game out to the eventual 5-point victory. What a tough way for this Martinsburg girls team to wrap up their season, but what a gritty effort. The 8 seed taking the 1 seed right down to the wire, but Huntington gets the victory 54-49.
It's a tough one, that is for sure. That is a tough way to go down, to be in that 8-1 matchup and to be that close and not be able to finish the job. And they connect on half of their free throws. You're talking about a different ball game.
On the other side, 11 of 16 from the charity stripe for Huntington. Well, Matt, let's talk a little bit about our pitcher on the mound right now for the Dogs.
Let's do it. Joe Paulson. He comes in 12 2/3 on the mound this year, a 1-1 record. 6.63 is that ERA. That's 14 hits, 15 runs. 12 of those runs have been earned in his 4th start. All of his mound visits this year have been starts. 15 strikeouts to 10 walks, so walking an awful lot this year.
Now the first pitch of the ball game comes at 7:04, and Cohen Mowry bounces it foul off the third base side, and the count is 0-1. Mowry is a junior. He's got a batting average of .273, no homers and 4 driven in. Right-hand hitter with an open stance in the box, takes a fastball off the outside corner, now 1-1. The winds really have died down. I thought we were going to get a little more windy weather as this evening was rolling along. And you're knocking on some wood there?
I'm knocking on wood.
Breaking pitch that apparently just missed. Count now at 2 balls and a strike. That even had Matthew Asanovich turning and kind of looking to see where that one missed. A breaking ball now down low and outside. Check with our plate umpire and see if he gives us the count just to make sure. And nope. It is, did he just say a ball and 2 strikes? I couldn't see the left hand, but I did see 2 strikes on the other. Either way, it's a sharp ground ball off the first base side of the mound and quickly out into center field. And Cohen Mowry has a leadoff base hit.
What we believe was a 2-strike at bat. A good job choking up a little bit and just sending it right back up the middle. Good piece of hit and just trying to protect, and found a seam right up the middle of the infield.
So perhaps that was a 2-2 pitch. Mowry collects his 7th base hit. So John had the better angle and could see 2-2. I couldn't see the left hand to tell how many balls there were. Colin Hott stands in. Looks like he wants to bunt. Takes slow and outside. Ball 1.
Should draw Michael Lupus at third inside the baseline, probably almost to the grass, I would imagine, as this pitch comes in.
See if he will square around again or if that was just to get that defense moving a little bit. The runner, his lead at first, held on there by Edwards, and here is a throw over. Diving back in goes Mowry.
And Mowry's just about hit the bag. That wasn't a dive and slide back in and your hands are hitting the bag. He dove back and his torso was laying on the bag.
Hott hitting .292. No home runs, 5 driven in on the season. Awaits the 1-ball, no strike pitch. Here it comes. He squares, bunts, pushed right back out to the mound. Paulson has it and makes the throw to first to get him. Hott does his job. The sacrifice bunt, moving Mowry into scoring position at second.
And Paulson, I thought he had enough time that he could have made the turn and go to second, but I think he had made up his mind. Look, it's coming back to me. I'm staying focused. I'm making the throw to first, and nothing wrong with that. But as he gets a little bit older in this varsity system, I would imagine that's a play where you at least got to come up and check second before going back to first, because he wasn't paying any attention to that runner going from first to second.
One down, a runner in scoring position. Trey Bryson to the plate. Fastball down the middle for strike one. Paulson was only a few steps down off the front slope of the mound in the grass when he picked that one up.
Yeah, it got to him quick. Grass definitely drying out here from what we saw in the JV game.
Here's the pitch down low and outside. Breaking ball missing for ball one. Bryson, today's starting shortstop in that number 3 spot, is one of 5 seniors in the starting lineup. 3 juniors, no sophomores, but 1 freshman. Paulson looking at the runner at second. Now that 1-1 pitch. Across the plate, but down below the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Bryson with a .316 average. No homer, 6 driven in. He's got 6 hits in 19 at-bats.
That had 8 walks to that as well.
Stands in the back of the box, but crowds the plate as he swings and pops this one up on the right side, drifting back out into the outfield. Hudson Clement coming in, the right fielder, and they collide, and the right fielder, Isaiah Morris, goes down to his knees, but thankfully for the Dogs, Hudson Clement hangs on to it. He stayed on his feet. That is 2 outs in the inning, and Mowry stays at second.
And that's a case where that's the right fielder's ball to come in. Anytime you have a fielder that is coming in on a play, and clearly as close as he was, had a play on that baseball, Hudson Clement probably should have yielded out of the way right there. That's, as he's backpedaling, definitely a tougher play to make.
Yeah, we'll bring up Grant Landis. He takes ball 1 outside. And, yeah, Clement taking the glove off and kind of feeling the lower back as he took a pretty good shot there from Morris coming in. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Landis is the catcher in that cleanup spot. He's got the numbers you would expect. A .471 average. No home runs, 8 driven in. This is not a team that so far has shown a ton of power. Here's a swing and a line drive over the head of the second baseman into right center field. It is a hit, and Mowry will round third and head to the plate. Landis with a wide turn at first, but will stay put there. A clutch 2-out hit from Grant Landis brings home the game's first run.
And showing why he's a .471 hitter, driven his 9th run of the year, and a good piece of hitting, inside-out hitting. It wasn't really on the inside part of the play. It looked kind of like right down the middle. And just waiting back did Landis and drove it the opposite way.
It looks like we're going to have a runner come in for Hampshire.
Courtesy runner for the catcher. Can't get a number.
It's number 1.
So that's Caleb Anderson.
So there you go. Swing and a foul back out of play for Wes Landis, today's starting pitcher. So once again, we get a Caleb Anderson, we were told. So Anderson as the courtesy runner with his lead at first, held there by Edwards. 2 outs in the inning, a run in, a runner on, and Paulson trying to get out of the jam. Not a huge jam, if you will, but makes a throw over to first. Anderson back in on the dive. Last thing you want here, though, is for Landis to get on base, and now you could have some more trouble. J.J. Charlton due next. Paulson using that right foot to kick some dirt out from the front of that pitching rubber. Don't you love it? Before the game, they fill all that in, they tamp it down real hard, they make the mound look good, and then every pitcher goes and digs it out.
It's all about comfort.
0-1 pitch. Low and outside, glances off the mid of Asanovich, and that allows the base runner to move up. Anderson will go to second.
Yeah, it's going to be a pass ball. Asanovich had that hit the glove while it was outside in the other batter's box, one he's got to be able to keep in front of him.
Seems like he may have been crossed up just a little bit, or at least didn't expect the pitch to move that way.
Well, I don't think you expect the pitch to be that far outside regardless.
Now the 1-1 with a runner in scoring position. Off-speed pitch hit towards the shortstop. Trying to backhand was Reisenweber, who goes off the heel of his glove and high up into the air. In on it is Sifford. He's going to throw through to the plate. It will be too late. Stopping at first is Landis, and Anderson does come home to score from second. Hampshire has the early 2-0 lead.
And that's a case where Jack Reisenweber moving to his right and Caleb Anderson having to pause to make sure he doesn't get hit by the baseball. I'm marking that as a single just because that's such a tough play to make, having to dodge not only the runner but then figure out where the baseball is going on that quick hop and a very sharply hit baseball. If Jack Reisenweber's playing normal where he is right now, that's a routine ball to the shortstop, but where he was dealing with the runner, I think that's an RBI single.
Yeah, certainly not an easy play, that's for sure. Charlton, first pitch swinging, pops it up, back over top of the press box, out of play for strike one.
Little two-out rally here for Hampshire.
There's the key of that runner, though, advancing to second base. Because you got a runner at second, you've got Reisenweber, the shortstop, kind of ducking in behind that runner, not in his normal position. So instead of being able to get that ground ball right at the shortstop, it's a much tougher play as he's kind of going in the hole and reaching for it. Swing and a miss and a good high, hard fastball. Count to Charleston, 0-2. I should say Charlton. I added the S in there.
Hey, you've been talking about Charleston in the basketball tournament an awful lot in the pregame.
I still can't believe how that one played out. Martinsburg led throughout. 0-2 delivery, fouled straight back towards us. Could have stood up and maybe made the play.
Other than the net right in front of you.
I'm glad the net is there, to be honest
and the
with
window.
you. And the window, yes.
Other than those two small details.
Oh, and I don't have a glove.
You're all over it, yeah.
The 0-2 pitch is due with a runner at first. Landis stretching out a short lead. Here comes that delivery. Just off the outside edge for ball one.
Sonovich tried to frame it.
He did.
Saw that late movement.
2-0 the lead for Hampshire, batting top half of inning number one. 3 base hits in the inning. Sacrifice bunt as well. The delivery, an off-speed pitch that stays high, and it's 2-2.
Good movement on that pitch, just missed a little high.
Charlton has 4 hits in 16 at-bats. That's a .250 average. No homers, 3 driven in, and here on the 2-2 takes a called strike 3, knee high on the outside edge. Good pitch from Joe Paulson to get him looking. It brings the inning to a close as Charlton goes down on strikes. But again, a single, a sacrifice bunt, and then a couple of RBI base hits. Put Hampshire out in front after half an inning. It's the Trojans 2, Martinsburg coming to bat.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
WVU Medicine introduces a new minimally invasive hysterectomy surgery to our area. V-Notes is an advanced gynecologic technique that provides many benefits to patients, such as shorter hospital stays, less post-operative pain, faster recoveries, and no visible scars. Dr. Aaron Miller and Dr. Lori Tucker with WVU Medicine OBGYN in Martinsburg are the only OBGYNs in the Baltimore, Washington metropolitan area currently offering this cutting-edge procedure. WVU Medicine, the future of surgery is here.
2-0 Hampshire, scoring a couple of runs in their first at bat for Martinsburg. Landon Sifford, Jack Reisenweber, Isaiah Morris, the top 3 in the order to face Wes Landis, Matt.
Landis on the season, pretty good numbers in 5 2/3 on the mound, a 0 ERA, goose eggs across the board, 6 hits, 1 run, but it was not earned. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. This is his second start, 3rd game played.
And the right-hander ready to go to work. He kicks a little dirt around in the area of that pitching rubber, now is ready to go. And the right-hander with the first pitch, a fastball belt high outside edge for strike 1.
And Matt, you were telling me earlier, what's the key to Martinsburg? Getting on the board and scoring a lot of runs. All they got to do is get to 2, right?
Score more than 1, yeah. Next pitch, just a little high, 1-1. Here's the deal. In their 4 losses, they scored 0-1, 0-1. But in the games that they've won, they've scored at least 9 or more. Nothing in between. So as long as they score more than 1, you figure 9 runs are coming. Sifford takes a pitch outside, and now that 2-1 on the way. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Yeah, think about it. The wins 9-3, 14-3, 9-8, 16-10. The losses 5-0, 7-1, 16-0, and 12-1. Swinging away at the 2-2. Sifford fouls it into the screen just above us. Count holding 2 balls, 2 strikes. The sophomore in the leadoff spot. Hits .259 so far this season. No homers, 5 driven in.
8 strikeouts in that leadoff spot. That number's got to come down.
Looks at this pitch down low. Count goes full 3-2. Part of being a young guy.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts are just 2 walks. Looking for walk number 3 here, but those numbers got to be switched if you're going to be in the leadoff spot.
Swings at the 3-2, pops it up, foul territory, first base side. Ranging over is the first baseman, and Austin Eglinger able to get underneath of it and make the catch for out number 1. Moving back and to his left, pulls in that pop-up, and there's one away, base is empty. Here comes Jack Reisenweber.
Reisenweber, a .304 hitter on the year. That's 7 hits and 23 at-bats. Driven into 6 walks, just 3 strikeouts.
Breaking pitch snaps down in there for a called strike. Reisenweber with a little flinch at that one, but did not pull the trigger. 0-1 delivery. Comes with the exact same pitch, but a little further to the outside edge. It's a called strike 2.
I'd imagine he's got to come back here with the fastball. You're not throwing that pitch 3 times to Reisenweber.
It is the fastball, and it's up and away, 1-2, and Reisenweber, good eye. The senior not going to go after that one. Now the 1-2. Fastball, tried that outside edge, but missed, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
All right, he's seen 2 fastballs. He's seen 2 breaking balls. This will be interesting to see what the break even is here.
It's that breaking pitch on the outside corner at the knees, a called strike 3.
That one looked a little off the plate.
Sure, that's exactly what Reisenweber is going to say. That strikeout, the second out of the inning, nobody on for the left-handed hitting right fielder Isaiah Morris.
Morris, a .269 hitter, 26 trips to the plate, 7 hits. Does have a home run.
Swings and bounces this one towards the third baseman, backing up on it. Mowry fields and then makes that throw to first. Nice play defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, a little bit of an in-between hop over there at third. A strong arm at third base for Mowry. And Martinsburg, not the way you want to start. 1, 2, 3, and nothing really doing. A fly ball out into foul territory, a strikeout, and an easy ground ball.
Well, there you go. Martinsburg 3 up, 3 down in their first at bat as we go to inning number 2. Your score remains Hampshire 2, Martinsburg nothing.
Since 1877, Farmers & Mechanics Insurance Companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers & Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers & Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Now some interesting music selections in the early part of this one. What did we have as we were just getting on the air? The
Toto.
Rains down in Africa.
Mixed in now with Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, but now that's a bright blue sky that we're singing about now. Now, we're not quite there. It's still cloudy and still a chance of some showers in the forecast, but really it seems like more of that, including some thunderstorms as we looked at radar earlier. Right now off to the west could be moving through, but that will hopefully be 9 o'clock or so. Let's get through this game first.
So 23 pitches for Joe Paulson to get out of inning number 1. He would definitely like to do that a little more efficiently and got the first 2 outs pretty darn efficiently. Just 11 pitches, and then it took another 12 to get that final out. So a good 2-out rally for Hampshire. It brought him 2 runs in that top of the first.
Number 7 hitter, right fielder Chase Walker swings and fouls the first pitch into the netting. Again, just above us here in the press box. Count no balls and a strike. Hey, by the way, in the JV game earlier, Hampshire holding on for a 10-7 victory. That game stopping, I believe, in the 6th inning after the curfew, if you will. Walker takes this one down low, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, JV can't start an inning after 6 o'clock. Gives varsity time to do some maintenance on the field and warm up. So a lot of those games ending in 6 innings.
Off-speed pitch on the 1-1, bounce slowly towards the shortstop. Reisenweber in on it, has it, throws all in one motion, and a nice play to get the out at first base.
Yeah, and that shows the maturity of Jack Reisenweber. He played for a couple different teams throughout the summer, and one of the returners who actually had some varsity innings. And we've seen several times this year some younger guys at shortstop or third base make that play look awfully challenging, and Reisenweber making it look easy.
Yeah, kind of circled around the baseball, so as he was fielding, he was kind of moving a bit towards first base, and then as you were saying, making that pick and throw all in one motion.
Yep, nice fluid play at short.
Austin Eglinger now the batter. Left-hand hitter, takes high and tight for ball 1.
Eglinger just a 182 hitter, 2 hits in 11 at-bats, 6 strikeouts as well, does not have a walk.
The 1 ball, no strike pitch due. Paulson ready, and here it comes. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. I like what Coach Van Meter is doing, though, in this bottom part of the order, right? Walker, who just grounded out 6-3 right now at a 133 average, 182 average, as you mentioned, for Eglinger. But then you look at Asher Landis coming up next. First, the 1-1 pitch, hit in the air into right field. Morris seems to have a beat on it. He's got it. Isaiah Morris picking that one up off the bat, had it all the way, and there's 2 outs. But going to Landis in the bottom part of the order, he's a 500 hitter, 7 of 14, and you want that number 9 guy to kind of almost be a second leadoff to try to get something started as you roll the order over.
And you want to have 3 Landis boys in the lineup.
And you do.
Between the Landis crew and the Hott family, that's got to be 2 of the bigger families in Romney. I don't remember the last time we called a Hampshire game that didn't have somebody with the last name Hott or Landis.
Pitch missing outside for ball 1. In this game, you've got Grant, West, and now Asher Landis. Just 1 Hott in this one, but part of that is because Alex Hott is, I believe, on the basketball team.
Yep.
Pitch to the plate in there for a strike. Now 1-1 to Asher Landis. Starting left fielder. No homers, 1 driven in to go along with that 500 batting average. One of those 5 seniors in the lineup. 1-1 pitch. Oh, helped him out. Chased that one around the bill of the cap. The swing and the miss for strike 2.
Yeah, went off the ladder and inside.
Steps out, gathers his thoughts, ready to go again. He's got that open stance in the right-hand box. Here's the next delivery, a bouncing ball again, slowly towards the shortstop. In on it, Reisenweber. He's got it. Throw to first in time to get him. It's deja vu all over again.
Yeah, Reisenweber making it look easy this inning.
There you go, 3 up, 3 down. Nice inning for Joe Paulson to set down the side in order. Through an inning and a half, your score remains Hampshire 2, Martinsburg nothing.
Babe, I'm hungry.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. You pick.
Chinese?
No, not feeling it.
Mexican?
No, we just had that over the weekend.
You pick.
Let's go to the Cider Press restaurant. They have a new smoker burger. I think you'd really like it.
The Cider Press restaurant inside Taylor's Farm Market has what you're craving, where the food is fresh and you feel right at home. Exit 5 right off I-81 in Inwood, or online at ciderpressdeliandgrill.com.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Still a 2-0 lead for Hampshire as Martinsburg hits. Bottom half of inning number 2, it's the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Caleb Edwards to get it started.
Edwards not your typical cleanup hitter when you look at the numbers. 3 for 15 on the season, so just a 200 hitter. No home runs, no runs driven in, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts. Not your stereotypical number 4 hitter numbers.
Big guy in the box takes down and in for ball 1.
But that's why we're up here, and Coach Byler and the rest of the staff are down there. They see something we don't.
Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken. Belt high outside corner. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Oh, and maybe you find that spark. You put a guy in a certain spot in the lineup, and maybe today's the day that he gets that bat going. Takes the off-speed pitch here for a strike, and it's 1-2. Landis was very effective in that first inning, setting down the side in order. Next delivery, there's that breaking pitch again. Boy, he's got a ton of movement, a wave and a miss by Edwards. Not even a full swing, just a defensive swing trying to make some contact.
Yeah, just threw the hands at it, never really got the full arm rotation around it, and a good pitch and that breaking ball. If he can keep that going all night, this is going to be a quick game because not a whole lot of people are going to touch that.
Get an idea why he has yet to give up an earned run through 5 2/3 innings. He comes
6 2/3 now.
Yeah, there you go. A fastball for a strike to Matthew Asanovich. Junior catcher swinging, hits a pop-up on the right side of the infield. Second baseman Charlton backpedaling and a couple of steps into the grass, pulls it in. That's 2 down. So Asanovich on just 2 pitches pops out. So far, Landis is on his game.
Yeah, pretty darn efficient. Just 13 pitches to get through inning number 1. 6 here, so still under 20 pitches. He'd get through the first 2 in under 25. You're setting yourself up for a deep ball game.
Good, hard fastball. Shane Knotts, or Shine, I should say. That's S-H-Y-N-E. Shine Knotts.
Yeah, no A in there.
Swings through it for strike 1.
Knotts a 238 hitter.
Swings through this one, and it's 0-2.
Boy, and a couple of hardy cuts. He's just behind these.
5 for 21. His hit to at-bat total. No homers, 4 driven in. Lays off a very high fastball. Now at 1-2.
I think 3 straight fastballs. I'm coming back with the hook right here. He's got to be expecting fastball here. He's been behind.
And there is that hook, but it bounces out in front of the plate for ball 2.
Yeah, not the best one he's thrown today.
No, and he's thrown some very effective ones. But I guess you'd say held on to that one a little too long and snapped it right down into the dirt in front of the plate. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, came back to the fastball and got him. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Wes Landis. He's got 3 through the first 2 at-bats for Martinsburg. 6 up and 6 down for the Bulldogs. We'll go to the 3rd when we come back to P.O. Faulkner Park with Hampshire still leading Martinsburg 2-0.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
2-0 Hampshire out in front of Martinsburg. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton on our TV10 camera. Donald Kinney producing on site, and Colin McLaughlin, our engineer, at the studio. We're back to the top of the order for the Trojans, and in with the play-by-play, here's Matt.
2 runs in the top of the first inning for Hampshire and Goose Eggs. If you look at the scoreboard elsewhere, nothing in the bottom of the first for Martinsburg, nothing top of the second or bottom of the second for either. Mowry bounces one to his second base. Clement up with it, fires over to first. A good stretch by Caleb Edwards. 1 pitch, 1 down here in the top of inning number 3.
Just what the doctor ordered for Joe Paulson, who through the first 2 innings was at 33 pitches, 20 of those for strikes. Ran into some trouble with 2 outs in that first inning. After a leadoff single, a sac bunt, a pop-out, but then a couple of RBI base hits, plating those 2 runs.
The righty Colin Hott stands in. He's starting center fielder today, number 2 in the order. Waits the first pitch from Paulson. That's a strike on the outside of the plate.
Well, you got to like it, getting ahead of the hitters.
Paulson stands towards the first base side of that pitching rubber out of the windup with nobody on. Here comes that 0-1 out of the windup. This one driven right side. That's a fair ball over the head of the first baseman, Caleb Edwards. Rounding first. Is he going to go 2? He is. Hot on his way to second. A relay going to second and in on the slide. A 1-out double for Colin Hott and a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, turned on that pitch and got it just high enough to get over the outstretched glove of Caleb Edwards, who was leaping into the air at first base. A nice play by Isaiah Morris. We know he's got a strong arm, and the right fielder got over to get the throw to second and make it close.
Yeah, thought he was going to go straight to the relay of Hudson Clement as that cut off and went straight through. Ended up being a bang-bang play at second base, but not just quick enough to get in on the slide. Now brings up Trey Bryce in the number 3 spot. He fouls one off out of play over towards the softball field. We understand the softball team also playing Hampshire this evening. Heard the JV game PA going on earlier. Not sure of a score over there. Count 0-1 to the shortstop, Bryson.
Trees have grown enough I can't see the scoreboard. Used to be able to see the scoreboard sometimes from here.
Breaking ball misses low for ball 1. Colin Hott back at second base, waiting to toe the pitching rubber is Joe Paulson. He does. Now Hott gets that lead off second base. 1-1 the count to Bryson. Quick check back at second base. Here comes that 1-1 pitch, low and away. Ball 2, good backhanded stab by Asanovich. Keep that ball in front of him and keep Hott at second base rather than 90 feet away from scoring.
Yeah, you'd love to see Paulson able to get out of this situation without giving up the run. Each time there was a runner at second in that first inning, a base hit would bring him around.
Ready with the 2-1. Here it is. This one lifted into right field. Moving over on is Isaiah Morris, diving, and I believe that's a foul ball, or did he make the catch? He did make the catch. Our home plate umpire makes the signal. What a play in right field by Isaiah Morris. Tagging up at second was Colin Hott. He does move to third base on the catch, so a heads-up play by Hott at second base. But what a play for out number 2. Isaiah Morris. Put a star in your scorebook next to that one.
Yeah, our plate umpire Keith Allison was giving the indication that was a foul ball as Morris was making that diving catch going across the line and in foul territory made that grab. What a play.
Brings up catcher Grant Landis. He takes ball 1 low and inside.
Now here's where Paulson needs to get that out. We were in the exact same spot in that first inning with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and Grant Landis came through.
That was an RBI single into right center field. Here comes that 1-0. A breaking ball does catch the edge of the plate. Strike 1.
Yeah, very nice pitch. He's got some good movement on his pitches, just as we've seen from Wes Landis.
Infield normal depth. Looks like the outfield not shading to one side or the other. Again, it was an opposite field hit for Grant Landis last time as the right. He sent it to right field. That breaking ball on the 1-1 misses high and inside. Ball 2.
Yeah, couldn't tell if it maybe slipped just a little bit or didn't quite get the grip that he wanted, but not a lot of movement on that one.
Hott gets that lead off third base. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, a fastball. This one fouled off out of play. Again, back over towards the softball field. Down the first base line. Over the dugout, over the trees, over the fence, over everything. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2s are wild. 2 outs as well.
It's a good high, hard fastball from Paulson. Let's see if he goes back to that, maybe climbs the ladder just a little bit.
Looks in, gets that sign. Out of the stretch, here comes that 2-2, a fastball in on the hands. It's lifted up towards the right side. Clement working over into shallow right field, camps underneath of it, and makes the play. So a double does not come across the score as Colin Hott is stranded at third base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. When we come back, it's Hampshire 2, Martinsburg, nothing.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Martinsburg has not had a base runner through the first 2 innings, hoping to change that in the bottom of the third. It is 7, 8, 9 due up. That's Michael Lupus, Jake Zittel, and Hudson Clement. Lupus going to step in, a 300 batter on the year, and then behind him, not a whole lot of at-bats, but a 750 hitter in the DH, Jake Zittel, 3 for 4 on the season, and a strong start for Wes Landis. He's now 7 2/3 on the season, came in 5 2/3, and still had 6 hits given up and 1 run. Still not an earned run to his credit this year. 2-0 is that Hampshire lead.
And he's added 3 strikeouts in this one, so 8 strikeouts in those 7 2/3 that you were speaking of.
Lupus steps in. He takes a cut at this one and drives it to right field, and that's going to find a gap and get down. He's rounding first. That should be a stand-up double. The right fielder Walker making his way over, finds the cutoff man, and that's second base with a lead-off double. Michael Lupus.
Yeah, great piece of hitting going the other way. I wondered if Chase Walker may have a chance to get to that one, but the right fielder did not have a great angle, could not get there, and that's the second double on the season for Lupus, and Martinsburg has their first run in scoring position.
Brings up Jake Zittel, hoping to stay strong again. Just 4 at-bats, but as a hit in 3 of them, 1 RBI. If he's able to find a gap, it could be RBI number 2. He steps in. That front foot a little inside the back foot for the righty. Out of the stretch now is Landis. Here comes the pitch to Zittel. A swing and a miss, strike 1.
Kind of pulling out on that breaking pitch and just could not get the bat to it. Matt, his only out was a strikeout, so if he puts the bat on the ball, he's found a hole somewhere, being 3 for 4 with the only out recorded a strikeout.
Time called at the plate. Zittel will step back in. The DH for today's starting pitcher, Joe Paulson. Lupus gets his lead off second. Nothing major. Here comes the 0-1 and a called strike 2 at the plate.
Boy, can't complain there. I mean, Grant Landis set up right out there, held the glove, and Wes Landis put it there for a strike.
Infield shifting up the middle a little bit, keeping Michael Lupus honest. They'll now move back into position. Here comes the 0-2, a breaking ball. This one sent to the left side of the infield. Bryson at shortstop up with it. Fires across the diamond. A good pick at first by Austin Eglinger for out number 1.
Yeah, that ball actually bounced to the first baseman just right out in front of the glove, and he was able to stay with it. Start low, right, and then come up high.
You got to start on the ground, then go up. If you start midway up your body and try to pick at it, that is where that's where the balls get by you at first base.
Yeah, nice play.
1 down, that runner staying at second base. Lupus having to retreat back to the bag with that ball in front of him. Brings up Hudson Clement, a 188 hitter on the year. 3 hits and 16 at-bats. Takes a fastball right down the middle, strike 1.
Yeah, I'd love to see him get that bat going right here. Get a base hit and maybe bring in a run. Turn this lineup over to the top of the order.
Landis checks back to second base. Slowly came set. Now will deliver. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a miss by Clement. He's behind in the count 0-2.
He was behind on that pitch as well. You got to imagine Landis comes back with that fastball again.
And the success for Landis, he's really been getting ahead of hitters early.
Oh, absolutely. That's why the pitch count is so low.
Gets what he wants on the 0-2. Checks back at second. Here comes that 0-2, the fastball, but that one outside and up. Ball 1.
Out of the first 7 pitches in this inning, 6 were for strikes. That was the first one out of the strike zone. So you talk about getting ahead of hitters. Albeit Lupus took the first pitch the other way for a double.
Out of the stretch with the 1-2. Here comes the pitch, and this one fouled off. Hudson Clement able to protect and see one more.
There you go. Nice job. Defensive swing, just got the bat out there, met the baseball off that outside edge, found it back. Not a pitch he was going to be able to do much with, but he stays alive for another opportunity.
Clement steps in, pretty much the middle of that right-hand batter's box. As Wes Landis comes set out of the stretch, and the 1-2, a called strike 3 on the outside of the plate, right about knee-high. A great pitch that Hudson Clement really can only try to foul off, if anything, but a great location for Landis, and he has strikeout number 4 on the evening.
But again, one of those close enough. You got to get the bat on it. The pitch before that he did. He got the hands out there, got the bat out there, just made contact. That one he thought was going to be a little low and away, and, well, it was on the corner for the 4th strikeout.
Back to the top of the order as Landon Sifford takes strike 1. Popped out to first base, his first at-bat. That one taking the first baseman Eglinger into foul territory. Lupus still stands at second base, gets his lead. Here comes the 0-1. This one lifted, this time to the left side of the infield in foul territory. 3 working over, and it's going to be the pitcher, Wes Landis, coming in to make the catch, and out number 3. Michael Lupus, after a leadoff double, is stranded at second base. The score remains 2-0 Hampshire, leading Martinsburg at the top of the 4th when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
5, 6, 7 due up for Hampshire to start the top of the 4th. They have the 2-0 lead over Martinsburg. Both of those runs coming in the top of the 1st inning. It's been zeros across the board for both sides since.
And give you that storyline through 3 after this first pitch from Joe Paulson. He's ready to go.
The pitcher, Wes Landis, steps in, hoping to help his cause. Takes ball 1 off the plate in the other batter's box. 1-0.
Hampshire 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, 2 left and 1 in scoring position. Martinsburg, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. They've stranded 1, leaving that runner in scoring position.
Paulson out of the lineup with the 1-0. This one driven to center field. Working in on it is Knotts. Slides in. Does he make the catch? He does. What a play in center field by Shine Knotts. 1 down.
Boy, we've seen that a bunch in the games that we have broadcast involving Martinsburg so far this year. He has made some very nice diving and/or sliding catches. He seems to get a great read off the bat. He's got the speed to get there and times it up very nicely as far as maybe making that dive and/or that slide so that he's making that catch eye level where he can really see it in.
J.J. Charlton steps in, a breaking ball. This one high and inside. Ball 1. He was a strikeout victim looking his first at-bat. Here comes the 1-0. That breaking ball just below the knees, it must have been. Looked beautiful from our vantage point. Ball 2.
Yeah, that one very, very close. Good eye by Charlton.
Apparently. Here comes the 2-0 with swing and a miss. Strike 1, count 2 balls, 1 strike to the second baseman, the number 6 batter in the order.
I'll see whether Paulson goes back to the breaking pitch that just missed or goes with that fastball as he just got him to swing and miss.
Here comes that 2-1 going with the fastball. This one fouled out of play over top of the press box here at P.O. Faulkner. Count even, 2-2.
Like the look for Charlton in the box, right? The high pants just below the knees.
The stirrups.
Stirrups, yeah. That's old school.
I only like that when the entire team does it. I don't like it when only individuals do it. Here comes that 2-2 fouled off into the netting to our right. I think it looks good depending on how you do it, but the whole team's got to do it. It can't be one player here. If you look who's on deck in Chase Walker, his pants, he's got the flare at the bottom. So it's either got to be the whole team or nobody. Let's do that 2-2 again. Here comes the fastball. This one driven to the right field. That's a single for J.J. Charlton, and with 1 out, now 1 on.
There you go. The freshman collects his 5th hit against 18 at-bats on the season. Doing a nice job in that number 6 spot in the order, the lone freshman in the starting lineup for Hampshire.
The righty Chase Walker now steps in the box, looks down the third base line with the runner on to get a sign. At first base is Charlton. Don't know the speed of Charlton, hasn't been on yet. Paulson
not a real big lead.
Yeah, Paulson now out of the stretch and strike 1 called at the plate. As Walker reached for that one, never swung with that body arching, looking at that ball come by. Yeah, not a big lead at all for the height of Charlton over at first base. Quick check back over and in with ease. Again, he may have a body length and not even a half, a body length and a quarter over there at first base.
He had gone about another half a step to his right towards the second base bag just before Paulson turned to throw over.
On the count to Walker, breaking or make that a fastball. Up, was waiting for that late break on that pitch, but never happened, but got Chase Walker to climb the ladder. Count even 1 ball, or make that 0-2.
Yep.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Nothing in 2 as he went after that one at eye level.
Paulson out of the stretch. Here comes that 0-2. That one misses outside. Now the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Like to get that pitch just a little bit closer to the zone. I know when, you talk about a quote-unquote waste pitch when it's nothing in 2. The goal, though, is to try to get it close enough, maybe make him chase.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the breaking ball to Walker. That one in the dirt. Good block by Hasanovich to keep it in front of him. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlton still at first base and clearly does not appear that he has any desire to go any further without the ball being in play. Break even on the 2-2. Swing and a miss. And down on strikes is Walker. Throw behind back to first. Charlton in on the head first dive. 2 down.
Could have been a closer play at first, but Edwards was a little down the line towards home plate, and by the time he caught that throw from Hasanovich and could try to apply the tag, he really just couldn't slap it down. Otherwise, I think they had a chance to get him.
The left-handed Austin Eglinger steps in the back of the box, but a wide stance really covers almost that entire box, only about 6 inches in front of that right leg. The first pitch to him, a fastball inside. He backs out of the way, ball 1.
That strikeout, by the way, the second for Paulson, who had a strikeout back in the first inning looking. This one was swinging.
Paulson not really paying any attention to first right now. Charlton hasn't gone anywhere. Now he will want a ball in the dirt, gets away from Hasanovich. And now J.J. Charlton will stand at second base, so a runner in scoring position with 2 down and the count 2-0.
Well, you go back to that first inning, and Grant Landis, or actually the courtesy runner, Caleb Anderson for Landis, who had reached on a single, went to second on a pass ball and eventually came home to score. Got to hope that doesn't happen here.
Here's the 2-0. Eglinger grounds 1-2 second base. Hudson Clement working his way in, sidearms it over to first for out number 3. A runner stranded in scoring position. Nothing crosses the plate for Hampshire here in the top of inning number 4. The bottom of the 4th. When we come back, it is the Trojans 2, the Bulldogs 0.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Martinsburg down 2-0 to Hampshire. Hampshire's 2 runs coming in the top of inning number 1, 2, 3, 4. Due up to the heart of the order for Martinsburg. It'll be Jack Reisenweber leading it off for the Dogs. If you missed it earlier, the Martinsburg girls basketball team falling it down in Charleston in the 8-1 matchup, and what is a heartbreaker. They really were in at the led for the majority of that second, third, and even fourth quarter, but just could not hold on in free throws. One of the big reasons they weren't able to hold on in that game. Reisenweber takes ball 1 outside.
Yeah, final score was 54-49 as Huntington took the lead late and with some free throws able to kind of pull away. Not only the missed foul shots for Martinsburg, but a couple of late turnovers as well that didn't give them a chance on the offensive end to maybe tie or regain the lead.
Reisenweber took the 1-0 outside, does the same with the 2-0. Count now 3 balls, no strikes to the shortstop, Jack Reisenweber.
Just the second batter he's gone to a 3-ball count with.
Here comes that 3-0. That fastball well outside, ball 4. Base hit ball 4 for Jack Reisenweber.
Hey, go figure. 35 pitches, 26 strikes through the first 3 innings. Had gone to a 3-2 count against Sifford to open the game. No other 3-ball counts. And in the last half inning, 11 pitches, 10 for strikes, and comes out and 4 straight balls.
Now the second straight inning for Martinsburg with their leadoff batter on base. It was a double from Michael Lupus in the 3rd inning. Now a walk for Reisenweber. First pitch to Isaiah Morris in the dirt, and Reisenweber going to move to second, standing up. It bounced away from Grant Landis. He came up looking like he may throw and wisely decided to hold on to it, and that's now 5 straight that have missed the zone off the right hand of Wes Landis, and that'll bring Grant Landis out to the mound for a quick conversation.
You got to try to settle him down just a little bit. Those last 2 pitches, the ball 4 to Reisenweber was well outside, and then the first pitch, a ball to Morris down in the dirt. So you got to go out and try to get him calmed down, get back into that rhythm that he had been in through those first 3 innings.
That is the first mound visit we've had today from anybody. Both pitchers working very well and very efficiently through 3 full innings here, 3.5. Gone here in the bottom of inning number 4. The lefty Isaiah Morris, that open stance, steps in. Reisenweber at second. Breaking ball outside, maybe even a little high. Ball 2. That's now 6 straight that have missed the zone. And what happened to Wes Landis?
Not sure, but he's going to have to try to find it again. He had been so effective through 3.
Picked up that front foot and turned back to second. Just push Reisenweber back, no throw.
And we haven't had a chance to talk about Morris since we were here the last time. This is the second Martinsburg game we've called, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now what is a strike into Isaiah Morris? Edge of the plate, about knee high. 2-1 now the count to the right fielder.
Last time we were here was that Jefferson game, and he was still looking for his first hit. He got it in a big way the next game.
Yeah, Legacy Christian, a walk-off grand slam to win in mercy rule fashion.
That's sweet.
Here comes that 2-1. Fastball just inside ball 3.
Yeah, that was a 14-3 win for Martinsburg, but the grand slam came when it was 10-3, and so it's a walk-off mercy rule grand slam home run. But that is a way to get your first hit. Since then, he's added 6 more. Home runs.
Hitters count here on the 3-1. A bit of a check swing, just threw the knob at it a bit, never really went around. Is a strike called at the plate to Morris. Count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You like how Landis has battled back in this one. Who's going to win the battle?
The payoff pitch here on a 3-2, and Morris bounces one foul down the first baseline. Bo Bartley getting out of the way. Got to grab that one, Coach.
Nice at-bat. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Add the 4 that Reisenweber saw on the 4-pitch walk, and you're going to start getting his pitch total up. He had not gone more than 13 in an inning. That was the first. Then went 11 in both the second and third innings.
Still in a pretty good spot. 35 pitches coming into this inning. Let's see that 3-2 again. Out of the stretch, here comes the pitch from Landis. A swing and a miss, and a good job by Grant Landis, able to hold on to that one. And Morris goes down on strikes for out number 1, but that's still a very quality at-bat.
It was, and, I think that pitch may very well have been a strike. I know he's probably a little frustrated that he swung and missed, but with the break that was on that pitch, that was definitely a tough one to handle. 6 Ks now for Landis.
Caleb Edwards steps in, the cleanup hitter, a strikeout victim, his first at-bat. A duck on the pond, Jack Reisenweber at second base. This one in on the hands and a ground ball to the shortstop. It is Bryson up with it, fires across the diamond. A good stretch by Eglinger. 2 down on the ground out. That goes 6-3 in the score sheet.
Good base running by Reisenweber. Had that ball in front of him. Knew he had that chance to break and get to third base. And he is now just 90 feet away. Now maybe you get a pass ball, wild pitch, something that could bring in that first run. Or hopefully Asanovich can do it with a 2-out clutch hit.
And you know that Reisenweber has the speed to score on anything past Grant Landis. Here comes the first pitch to Asanovich. This one off the plate, ball 1. Landis tried to frame it, but when you're moving 6 inches back over the plate, that one's pretty obvious. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0. This one bounced back up the middle. I don't think anybody's going to get there. It is a good backhanded stab by Charlton. Over to first base. Not in time. It'll be an RBI infield single for Matthew Asanovich. I didn't think there was a chance that Charlton was going to get to that one. It was a good backhanded stab and a throw that was on the money, just not in time as Asanovich hustling down the first base line. An RBI infield single.
Has one where Charlton moving away from the first base bag. If he could have been able to plant a foot and then maybe get a little more behind that throw, but he literally had to throw with his momentum going away from first and therefore couldn't get enough on that throw.
Reisenweber scores from third base. Martinsburg back within one. It is 2-1. A courtesy runner over at first base.
I believe that is the number 2. That would be Peyton DeMarco.
Stepping in now is Shine Knotts. Quick check back over to first base, and DeMarco in on the head first dive.
All right, Martinsburg on the board. They get their first run. Got to get more than that, though. Remember, 1 run or less. That's been it, and they've lost those 4 games.
First pitch to Knotts in the dirt, a good block, but DeMarco going to try for second, throw down to second, and it looks like they got him by a mile, but he's able to avoid the tag, and I'm not sure how. That throw beat Peyton DeMarco to the bag by a good 3 strides, and he's able to avoid the tag. Good base running by Peyton DeMarco.
It looked from this angle like Bryson was a little out in front of that second base bag and really had to kind of turn and lunge to try to make the tag.
And Coach Van Meter on his way out going, how in the world is he not out at second base? The ball bounced right in front of Grant Landis. It was a little bit of hesitation at first base by Peyton DeMarco. And a good throw by Landis to second base. And timing-wise, ball beat him there by plenty. Just not able to apply the tag.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you still got to get the tag on him. And, again, we're a long ways away. But I honestly thought he got around that as well from this angle.
The meeting in the field is over. Coach Van Meter just wanting to exercise his right to argue. Brings up Shine Knotts once again. Steps in. A 0-1 count now, or a 1-0 count, now 2-0.
There you go. You were prognosticating that pitch down low.
I was getting there. I had gotten there eventually. 2 balls, no strikes to Knotts. A runner in scoring position is the tying runner in scoring position. Landis, a long look in at his catcher.
Yeah, has he slowed down?
Yes, he has. That is for sure. Here comes that 2-0. That a fastball right down the middle, strike 1.
Well, ran into trouble with a 4-pitch walk to start the inning, and Reisenweber ends up coming around to score on the infield base hit from Asanovich with 2 outs.
Again, a long look in as Wes Landis has certainly slowed down that pace. Here comes the 2-1 to Knotts, and a strike at the letters.
Now, he didn't like it, but now you know anything in that area, you're going to have to try to get the barrel around and get it on that pitch. Foul it off if nothing else.
DeMarco stands at second base. Works in towards that baseline. Count 2-2 to Shine Knotts. Here comes that 2-2. A breaking ball in for strike 3, and Knotts goes down looking. 1 run does come across in the inning. Reisenweber comes around to score on the infield single RBI by Matthew Asanovich, and Martinsburg back within 1. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. It is Hampshire 2, Martinsburg 1.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood. The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
Hampshire coming up to bat in the top of inning number 5. Martinsburg able to get a run to the bottom of the 4th. It was an infield single RBI for Matthew Asanovich. Jack Reisenweber scoring from third base. So Hampshire looking for a couple of insurance runs as we are getting into the last 3 innings of this ball game. Asher Landis, the number 9 spot, and does he take one off the hip to start this one? No, he's able to get out of the way. Somehow able to get out of the way. Looked like that ball changed direction a little bit, which was my hesitation, but neither one arguing from the head coach, Chad Van Meter, not arguing, and Landis not arguing. So the count 1-0. Here comes that 1-0, a swing and a miss. Strike one.
Give a lot of credit to Joe Paulson in this one. After giving up the 2 runs in that first inning and 23 pitches thrown, he's really settled in. 10 pitches in the second, 12 in the third. Did throw 16 in that fourth inning to work around a 1-out single.
That 1-1, a called strike 2 on the outside of the plate. Open stance is the front foot. Doing a little bounce with that toe, not a flat foot with that left foot for Landis, and an easy take upstairs, ball 2. That one missing high and outside. Infield normal depth for the number 9 hitter. Back to the top of the order. After this, it's Cohen Mowry. Out of the windup, here comes the 2-2 pitch. A breaking ball just inside. Ball 3.
I had a little bit of movement on it, but not enough at the end.
So didn't start that one overly inside because, as you said, not a whole lot of movement. Here comes the payoff pitch on the 3-2, a swing and a miss. And Landis goes down on strikes. That's the 3rd strikeout of the day for Joe Paulson.
Including 2 of the last 3 batters that he has faced, as he got Walker with 1 out in that 4th inning and now gets Landis, Asher Landis, that is, to start this 5th. Can't just say Landis.
Got to be specific here. As we get into Cohen Mowry's at-bat, we will bring back an old feature here in the top of inning number 5. First pitch in for strike 1. And, Matt, it is time to bring back this date in baseball history.
I love it. I love it. Let's go to 1939, the Wayback Machine, and for good reason.
Here comes the 1, well low and away. Ball 1, count even 1 ball, 1 strike.
On this date in 39, on a chilly Saturday afternoon at Yankee Stadium, Lou Gehrig comes to the plate in the 4th inning, singles off Washington pitcher Ken Chase for his 2,721st and final hit in his career.
Breaking ball inside, ball 2. His illustrious career.
Absolutely. That would be the most ever in franchise history, and for the Iron Horse, that record would hold for 70 years until Derek Jeter, who was also a 35-year-old team captain at that time, surpassed that mark for Yankee hits in 2009.
That 2-1 low and away, ball 3, count now 3-1 to Cohen Mowry. That's a good company to be in if you're Derek Jeter.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, those two. Nobody established the Yankee way, I think, or kept it alive either, rather than those two. This one lifted into right center field, and nobody's going to get there. That's going to bounce to the wall. Rounding first base is Mowry. He's going to be into second. Will he try for third? He will. The relay in center field, and it's not going to be in time. Mowry slides in to third base with a 1-out triple.
Second hit of the day for him. Had that single in the first. That one a little more up the middle over the head of the second baseman, but this one clearly into that gap between the center fielder Knotts and the right fielder Morris.
Yeah, and Morris shading to that right field line. He was nowhere near that play, and in a full-on sprint trying to get to the baseball.
So now it brings up Colin Hott, and we'll have a quick conference. There you go, Chad Van Meter out of that third base coach's box, calling his batter and his runner together. One of those elements that's kind of been added to the high school game through the years. You know, you used to signal things, right? But now you get that chance to call time and kind of pull everybody up.
Well, keep an eye out here. Colin Hott has a sacrifice bunt already today and a double. You bring two guys together, usually you don't want it this obvious. But watch for any sort of safety squeeze or suicide squeeze here.
He's choking up on the bat a couple of inches.
He does square around but pulls back for strike 1. It was a good secondary lead by Mowry at third base as well.
Well, Martinsburg had the corner infielders in, and they were charging. The shortstop, Reisenweber, was going over towards the third base bag.
See if anything changes here on the 0-1. Hott stands in. Here comes the 0-1 swinging away and fouls this one off. Over top of our broadcast position, 0-2, and now you would imagine swinging away.
I mean, he did have a double going the other way his last time up, so it's not like he doesn't handle the bat well. And, of course, he obviously handles it well if you want him to try to get down a bunt like he did in the first.
Yeah, looped that double into shallow right field and was able to leg it out. This breaking pitch in the left-handed batter's box, ball 1.
Well, the thing that Paulson has been able to do since that first inning when the 2 runs scored on 3 hits was not allow more than 1 hit in a given inning.
Here comes the 1-2 and a called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Beautiful pitch.
Can't put it in a better location than Joe Paulson just did. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and he's got 4 on the game, 2 looking, 2 swinging.
And now a chance to get out of the inning without any damage. Can't have a ball in the dirt, though. A wild pitch or a pass ball. Plenty of room behind home plate here at P.O. Faulkner. Could bring home a run.
Yeah, Martinsburg gained 1 back in the bottom of the 4th. You don't want to give it back. Here in the top of the 5th, Trey Bryson steps in. Here's the first pitch to Bryson. This one lifted foul. Out of play behind home plate. Strike 1.
Bryson looking for his first hit. Pair of pop-ups, if you will. One in play. That was caught by the second baseman, Clement. The last one down the right field line. That was a great diving grab in foul territory by Isaiah Morris in right.
Breaking ball for that 0-1 pitch. Well inside. A good slide over by Asanovich to keep that in front. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield playing back on the corners and in the middle. A swing on that 1-1, and that one's fouled off back towards the softball field.
Yep, 2 outs in the inning, so you've got that chance to get the out at first. The runner at third will not matter as long as you can get the out there. And, of course, Paulson could use another strikeout. Could he strike out the side in this inning?
Paulson looks in, gets his sign. Here comes the 1-2, a fastball. This one driven towards second base, and right there is Hudson Clement to make the play just a few steps to his right. So a runner stranded at third. It was Cohen Mowry with the 1-out triple, but does not cross the plate. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back. Martinsburg looking to tie it up or take the lead. It is Hampshire 2, Martinsburg 1.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. We go to the bottom of inning number 5. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Bulldogs. That's Lupus, Zittel, and Hudson Clement.
Michael Lupus. Well, Wes Landis ran into some trouble in that 4th inning, the leadoff walk, and then later an infield base hit to bring home a run. Let's see if he settles back down a little bit in this bottom of the 5th.
First pitch to Lupus, high for ball 1.
Lupus got things started in the 3rd inning with a double into that gap in right center, but unfortunately Martinsburg could not bring him around. In fact, he never got off of second base.
That 1-0 in for strike 1 on the fastball. Check swing at the plate, didn't go around, and a called ball 2 is that one low and away.
Still a lot of movement on that breaking pitch for Landis.
That 2-1, again low and away. Ball 3 to Lupus, who has drawn 7 walks on the season.
Yeah, almost looked like he just overthrew that one on the follow-through. You could kind of see.
Swinging and a miss on the 3-1. It is a hitter's count, and Lupus took a good hack at it. Probably should have let that one go. Looked a little below the knees. Count 3-2. Ready with the payoff pitch. Full count, fastball just off the plate, and it is a base hit ball for a walk for Michael Lupus to lead off the inning. And if I'm looking back at my score sheet correctly. That is the third straight inning the leadoff batter has been on for Martinsburg.
Yes, a double, a walk, and now a walk. And the 2 walks to open that fourth and now to open this fifth, the first 2 base on balls that Landis has allowed. And by the way, that pitch did miss outside. Grant Landis, you could see the glove jerk back in an inch or more just trying to frame that pitch.
Jake Zittel steps in, a breaking ball, gets a piece of right. Again, Matt Miller making that play. If there's no window, no net, he has a glove and is able to stand up with his headset on.
I'm going home with 2
Other
baseballs
than those
tonight.
4, he gets it quickly.
Going home with 2 baseballs. I love it.
0-1. Take away those 4 minor details, and you got some souvenirs.
Minor details, as you said.
Runner on first base, Lupus gets his lead. Here's the 0-1, a swing and a miss on a fastball. Probably chase that one up the ladder just a bit and inside. Count 0-2 to Zittel.
I was going to say, not a bad pitch there from Landis as he got Zittel to go after it, but definitely handcuffed him up and inside.
Landis comes set. Here is that 0-2, a fastball, and again chasing it a little outside this time is Zittel, and he goes down on strikes for his second strikeout of the year.
7 Ks now for Landis. He is really pitching well in this one, giving up just the run in the 4th inning on a couple of hits. That's the issue right now. Martinsburg's had a few base runners. I mean, they've still only stranded 2, both in scoring position, so not a ton of opportunities for Martinsburg.
That's the issue, though, is you're stranding them in scoring position. You guys in scoring position, that average has got to be up. Hudson Clement, the number 9 batter, stands in. Third baseman playing in as he rips one past the third baseman into left field, and it's a 1-out single for Hudson Clement. Moving to second on the hit is Michael Lupus. Now 2 on for Martinsburg, 1 out, one of those in scoring position.
There you go, 4th hit of the season for Hudson Clement, who came in with that average at 188, and that's a big one. Puts the tying run in scoring position, the go-ahead run on base, and you go back to the top of the order, the sophomore Landon Sifford.
Siffer's popped out a couple of times, 0 for 2 on the game. Came in a .259 hitter. First base playing in. Taking a possible bunt situation to get 2 in scoring position. Sifford swinging away and fouling one off.
With already 1 out and the tying run in scoring position, I'm not sure why you would even think to try to advance the runners any further.
No, because then you get an out anyway, and that runner at third doesn't mean anything.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you as the first baseman, Austin Eglinger, now backs up behind the runner. Count to Sifford 0-1 as Wes Landis comes set out of the stretch. Now Sifford squares around that one high and inside. Ball 1, a throw behind at second base, and a head-first slide as Lupus able to get back to the bag. That one probably closer than Aaron Byler wanted it to be.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Pretty good secondary lead out there for Lupus.
Turned out to be a perfect length on the secondary lead as he's back in on the bang-bang play at second. Count 1-1 to Landon Sifford. Jack Rosenweber on deck. Quick check back to second. No throw for Wes Landis.
Look at the front of that jersey out there for Lupus. The dirt from that dive.
Eglinger now in again. The breaking ball. Sifford lifts this one into left center field. That is going to drop in for a base hit, rounding third and staying. And now there's going to be some commotion on the base paths. A pickle between second and third as Hudson Clement nowhere to go. And let's see what happens here. Now run down between home and first. And out of the base pads, should be out of the base pads at home plate. Waiting for a signal and safe at home is number 10, Michael Lupus. I have no idea, and Coach Van Meter out for the same thing. He was so far out of the base paths, there is no way that run should have counted at the plate. And Coach Van Meter has every reason to be upset right now.
And let's see if the umpiring crew is going to get together on this one or not, as our base umpire, Jeff King, is coming in on the play as well. But, I'm with you. I mean, the Trojan player slips in the grass attempting to make the tag and immediately thinks to himself, clearly he is well out of what would be a base path, and so never really continued to try to go after him. And that's one thing, though. You can't assume he's out of the base path. If you're the Hampshire player, you still got to try to get the out, and he kind of gave up on the play at that moment, thinking that that call would be made.
That is a tough one to swallow, but Martinsburg ties it up on the single for Landon Sifford to left center field.
Well, he'll go to second in the commotion on the bases, as you called it. And that's got to be an error that allows that run to score in the midst of that rundown.
Yeah, I would imagine. And now Coach Van Meter going to go out and have a chat with his pitcher, Wes Landis.
I think he's still having a conversation
and
with
again,
the plate umpire.
While I'm with you, you can't assume he's out of the base paths. I mean, you're talking 5-6 feet on that third base line, as Aaron Byler will call in his batter and runner at third as well. So coming around to score is Michael Lupus. We are tied at 2. Hudson Clement moves up to third, and standing at second base is Landon Sifford in the tie ball game.
You know what this means over the course of the rest of this, and
Martinsburg's getting a 9 one way or another.
Right. If they have scored more than one run, they have scored a minimum of 9 so far this season through their first 8 games. 4 wins, 9 or more runs, 4 losses, 1 or fewer runs.
And they're going to intentionally walk Jack Reisenweber. You don't have to throw a pitch in high school anymore, so the bases are loaded.
Now a big chance to bring in some runs with just 1 out, and a good hitter at the plate, Isaiah Morris. Hey, he's been up with the bases loaded before this season.
He has, and I'm not sure if it's the last time, but one of the first. It was a grand slam to walk it off in mercy rule fashion against Legacy Christian earlier in the season. Morris a strikeout victim and a ground-out victim. Bases loaded, corners are in. Here comes the first pitch, a breaking ball. Outside part of the plate, strike 1, and I think that was to make the dugout down the first baseline happy, as that one missed. It certainly looked like it missed off the plate. Those corners still playing in. Here comes the 0, and this one lifted to deep right center field. Working back on it is the center fielder, and he will run it down at the wall as that one bounces at the base of the wall. One run coming around to score, a second going to come around to score, and it's a 2 RBI double, and Martinsburg takes the lead. Good piece of hitting by Isaiah Morris.
There you go. He hits with the bases loaded. We talked about it earlier, the grand slam that he had for the walk-off victory that came against the Legacy Christian earlier, and now with the bases loaded, a big hit here. No chance for Colin Hott in center to be able to track that one down.
Coming around to score is Hudson Clement and Landon Sifford. And we have an ejection down the first base line. It's not head coach Van Meter, but one of the assistant coaches has now been thrown out. As I think still definitely marinating is the play at third base.
Well, and Wes Landis, you could see, I mean, he immediately after giving up the big hit, I'm assuming knew that he was going to be coming out. He just turned in and, abruptly walked off, and the conversation still continues. Again, I mean, if you're Hampshire, you're saying we should have had that out on the base paths and still have a lead, and that's not the case right now, as Martinsburg has put 3 on the board in this half inning to lead 4-2. So a conference with our base umpire, Jeff King, now going on.
I'm not sure what I'm guessing this is still about the change that is going to go on the mound. But, yeah, this is turning ugly quick. Has some extracurriculars behind the dugout on our coach that was ejected. And, again, right now there's no pitcher on the field.
No.
And I don't see anybody warming up, and it doesn't seem like there's any urgency from Hampshire to put somebody on the mound.
Well, we do have the catcher on the mound and a player that's been on the infield that is now grabbing the baseball, and that's the freshman, J.J. Charlton, who looks like he will begin to warm up. And coming out of the dugout
is a 24. And 24 is Connor Wolford. All right, let's send it back to the studio, take a 60-second timeout, get all this stuff situated. This has been a eventful bottom of the 5th inning. It is Martinsburg 4, Hampshire 2. We're back in 60 seconds.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park. Boy, this has been an eventful bottom of the fifth inning. Martinsburg has the lead. Bats have come alive. One run in the bottom of the fourth, three so far in the bottom of the fifth. J.J. Charlton now on the mound as we're trying to solidify some defensive changes for Hampshire. We should be able to get those numbers on the front of the jersey, so once everybody gets back into position. We do know Connor Wolford is in the game. He was taking some throws at third base, and he will go back over to third. And Cohen Mowry is at second base, so he does move from third to second.
So there you go. You now have, or still have, I guess you would say, Eglinger at first with Mowry at second. Bryson still at short and Wolford now at third. Grant Landis behind the plate, and your new pitcher, J.J. Charlton.
Reisenweber is at third base. Isaiah Morris is at second, so still two runners that would belong to Wes Landis. We know he had 4 1/3, and we will finish his stat line once it becomes final.
Charlton has worked an inning and 2/3. He has 1 start and has also worked in another game, so this is his 3rd overall appearance. In his inning and 2/3, 7 runs all earned on 7 hits with 1 walk and no strikeouts. So let's see how he can fare in this situation where Martinsburg has put 3 on the board, has 2 more in scoring position, and don't forget, only 1 out.
Caleb Edwards steps in, the big right-hander. Crowds that plate just a bit as Charlton comes set. Here comes that first pitch, a breaking ball. This one fouled off over top of our heads. Strike 1.
Big opportunity here with Reisenweber at third, Isaiah Morris at second, and that infield drawn in. Not a lot of runs in this one, so Hampshire would like to close the door and not allow another one to score.
Edwards 0 for 2 on the day so far. A strikeout and a ground out to short. Stands in. Here comes that 0-1. This one driven right back up the middle. That's in for a single. 1 run's going to come in to score, and Aaron Bauer's going to wave a second around. Coming in at the plate, Isaiah Morris scores standing up, and it's a 2 RBI single for Caleb Edwards. Martinsburg's bats coming alive out of nowhere. They have the 6-2 lead over Hampshire.
Told you they were going to 9 runs, right? That's what they do. If they score more than 1, they have to score 9. That's how it's worked so far. There's still a few runs short of that, but hey, you got to love it. How about Edwards picking up his first 2 runs batted in on the season with that base hit right back through the box?
And you can close the door on Wes Landis. 4 1/3, 6 runs on 5 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 3 walks. We now have our courtesy runner going back over to, or no, this one's going to be a pinch runner over at first base.
So that's DeMarco.
Yeah. So DeMarco stands at first base. Matthew Asanovich, the righty, steps in. Asanovich, a infield RBI single to give Martinsburg their first run of the game. He skies this one into the middle of the infield. It is Mowry working inside second base on the grass, and he hauls it in for out number 2, and a much-needed out number 2 for Hampshire.
Yeah, just what Charlton needed there. Get it out, keep that runner at first base, out of scoring position. Try to get out of this inning without any more damage after 5 runs have scored.
Shine Knotts steps in. Again, a wide stance. Seeing a couple of guys on both sides with that wide stance really take up the entire batter's box. Charlton comes set. That runner at first gets his lead. It is DeMarco, the first pitch, just off the plate, ball 1.
And that front foot is kind of that trigger mechanism to start that swing. And some guys like that wide stance where literally they just barely pick that foot up, set it back down, and go. Others like to really stride into that pitch.
Here comes the 1-0, a fastball, that one bouncing in. Grant Landis able to keep that in front as it rolls down the first base line. Runner stays at first. Count 2-0 to Knotts.
Knotts, the 9th batter to hit in this Martinsburg half of inning number 5.
Let's bring up the question, is Martinsburg batted around yet?
Not yet.
Exactly.
Gradually, they've been getting more guys to the plate, though, as this game is gone.
2-0 DeMarco on the move, throw down to second, bounces in, and DeMarco in standing up, no slide. Play that looked like it was close enough. There should have been a slide, but DeMarco standing on second, no dirt on that jersey.
And he picked up another ring. I heard it as he gets out to second base.
That ball missed low. Count 3-0 to Knotts as he takes ball 4-0. That one may have actually got him.
Yeah, it did hit him. Either way, he was taking first base. It's just this way he's got a little bit of a bump on his leg.
That's a fun story to tell at school tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Scratch out the 6 and make it a 5 as batter number 10 will come to the plate. Michael Lupus, who got it all started with a walk earlier in this inning, will now stand in, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position. He has a double to his credit today. That was in the 3rd inning to lead it off. First pitch to Lupus. This one lifted deep into center field, running back on it. And did he make the play? He did. What a play by Colin Hott in center field. Trying to see through the windows here into the dark center field. A little shadow with the stadium lights, but made a great play in center field. 5 runs come across to give Martinsburg a 6-2 lead over Hampshire in the bottom of the 5th, top of the 6th when we come back. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg offers hand-cut, locally sourced steaks, fresh seafood, and sandwiches with great daily specials like 75-cent wings all day Monday, prime rib on Tuesday, New York strip on Wednesday, and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Ask for the lunch punch card and have lunch on the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard. And don't forget the Big Apple Lounge on Sater Drive in Inwood.
Welcome back into P.O. Faulkner Park as we go to the top of inning number 6. Back in with your play-by-play. Matt Miller.
Boy, how this game has changed. Martinsburg with the lead, and that's good news for Joe Paulson, who has really pitched well since giving up the 2 runs on 3 hits back in that first inning. As he goes to work here in the top of the 6th inning, Grant Landis, the scheduled batter. He is 1 for 2, had an RBI single back in that first inning, and also has popped out to the second baseman. See how Paulson fares now with that 4-run advantage after the 5-run bottom of the last inning. First pitch swinging. Here's a fly ball. Pretty well hit into right field. Continuing to go back on it and turning around a couple of times. Isaiah Morris making the play.
And look at the difference in the flags from just a half inning ago. That ball getting up in the wind and being pushed out to right. So it looked like, if you're watching on TV, Isaiah Morris camped underneath of it. Then all of a sudden that ball pushed further and further back as that one hit right with the wind towards right field.
Nice play out there to stay with it. As we said, you spun around one way, spun back around the other, continued to move back and made the catch. So now it brings to the plate our number 24. That will be Connor Wolford.
Yep.
Came in the last half inning defensively, and he takes strike 1. First at bat for him in this number 5 spot in the order. Swings and fouls it out of play third base side. Count 0-2. Now a tough at bat here for Hampshire to try to, regain something after the way that last half inning, the bottom of the 5th, played out.
Not an ounce of momentum left in that dugout right now.
No, a very frustrating time, no doubt about it. Next pitch, a swing and a miss, and Wolford down on strikes very quickly, 2 away. And how about 5 Ks now for Paulson? And that is 1 each in the last 3 innings.
And he seemed to have gotten more comfortable as this game is going on.
I say one each. He had two in the fifth, so at least one.
At least one.
Brings up J.J. Charlton, taking a pitch outside for ball one. Bases are empty with two away in this top of the sixth inning.
Charlton hoping to help his own cause. He right now is the pitcher on record.
Swing and a miss. Good high fastball. Now 1-1. Charlton struck out looking back in the first, had a single into right his last time up in the fourth inning.
And man, I think that one fouled off at the plate. As Asanovich shaking his glove a little bit, I think that one coming off the bat, not just a swing and a miss.
So there you go, just a little bit of contact, and that was enough to move that baseball, make it harder on Asanovich to try to pull it in. He seems to be okay, and now that 1-1 delivery. All right, there's the swing and the miss at the high fastball.
Yeah, that one you just heard the pop of the mitt.
So 1-2. Paulson a pitch away from setting down the side in order in this top of the sixth inning. Here's the pitch, and he does just that, a swing and a miss. Charlton down on strikes. 2 Ks in the inning, 6 now in the ball game. Paulson looking good and may have a chance to close it out in that top half of inning number 7. Martinsburg looking for some insurance, however, as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning with the Dogs leading Hampshire 6-2.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Since 1877, Farmers and Mechanics insurance companies have proudly supported our local community. Farmers and Mechanics has the insurance products to meet your needs, including home, auto, farm, dwelling fire, business owners, and umbrella coverage. Please contact your local independent agency for a review of your insurance needs and ask for a policy from the company that knows you best. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, just off Edwin Miller Boulevard on Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. FMIWV.com.
Will be J.J. Charlton out there to work his first full inning in relief for Hampshire after coming in the last half inning. He ended up facing 4 batters, gave up a hit, walked 1, got a pop out and a fly out to end the inning. Threw 8 pitches, 4 of those were for strikes, and now he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Martinsburg in this bottom half of inning number 6.
And then obviously this game not over, and you don't usually see this in just a 4-run ball game, but you can tell the air has completely left the Hampshire Trojans right now. Everything that went on in the bottom of that 5th inning, they are just a deflated baseball team right now.
We'll see if they can find some life. Jacob Zittel out of the 8th spot in the order stands in, waiting that first pitch from Charlton. Here it comes, and that's up and in, ball 1. Landis threw 69 pitches, 45 were for strikes. Was really in control until that 5th inning. Here's the pitch down and in. Now 2-0. Up next, Hudson Clement in the number 9 spot. Then back to Landon Sifford, the leadoff hitter. 2-0 on the way. Works down low and outside. Not a lot of speed on those pitches from Charleston. He's really got to hit his spots, and right now struggling to do just that. 3-0 on the way, and that one inside hit him in the arm. So Zittel hit by a pitch on what would be ball 4. The exact same thing that happened to Knotts in the last half inning. Look, if it's going to be ball 4, I'm getting out of the way.
I'm getting my money's worth.
I get it. Take one for the team, but let's see, we're going to have another runner.
This one looks like a 7.
The 7 on the jersey is for Jordan Canby. So Jordan Canby now takes over as the pinch runner in this situation. So a little more speed on the base paths at first for Hudson Clement out of the 9 spot in the order. Let's see if Aaron Byler elects to have his number 9 hitter lay down the bunt and try to push that runner forward. Charlton ready. Here is the pitch, and the bunt popped foul, third base side. Count 0-1. There you go. Play for a run.
That bat completely horizontal. Got to get the bat head up. Again, I mentioned it last year throughout the summer. I mentioned it 2 years ago at the high school, during our high school baseball coverage. Bunting is a lost art at the high school level now.
At every level, let's be honest. Hudson Clements has a hit and 2 trips to the plate. Struck out looking in the third, had that single and scored a run as part of the 5th inning. He lays the bunt down here. It will be fielded by the pitcher, and the throw to first not in time as Hudson Clement able to leg it out down the line, putting runners at first and second.
Well, it's nice when he can lay the bunt down and just do his job that he was supposed to do there and move the runner to second base, but it's even nicer when you can get infield single out of it.
A bunt base hit. Laid it out there perfectly, rolling into the grass. Not quite halfway between the mound and the plate circle. So now to the top of the order, and Landon Sifford. Got to imagine he might be willing to do the same thing. Let's see what happens. He squares, shows, pushes that bunt third base side, but foul. We saw a bunt back in the JV game that hugged the line so well.
Yeah. Also helped that the grass was as wet as it could be at that point, and that ball just sticking.
And again, it's grass base paths. If you're not watching on TV 10 or WRNR TV on YouTube, it's grass that goes from from the plate to first and then from third to home. So if you can get one along the line, no lip or anything that might kick it one way or the other. Here's the bunt again, pushed right out in front of the plate, charging down as the pitcher. He's got it, throw to first in time to get him there. So Sifford does his job, laying down the sacrifice bunt. The out will go 1-3, but the runners move up with Canby at third and Clements now at second.
Did a job. Sifford.
One down in the inning, and let's see, they walked Reisenweber in that 5th inning to load the bases, but then Morris had the double, so that has them rethinking that plan. They're going to go ahead and pitch to Reisenweber. And the first pitch down in the dirt, taken, ball 1. Good block by Grant, that is.
Get some squeeze plays going. Just keep putting bunts down.
Reisenweber pretty good with a bat in his hand. He is 0 for 1 tonight, struck out looking in the first, has walked each of his last 2 times up, including that intentional walk in the 5th. Pitch here, in there for a strike, quick throw in behind the runner out at second. It bounces to the shortstop covering.
That's a dangerous throw with a runner on third base.
Absolutely.
I get going behind to the runner at second or maybe cutting it off and trying to get that runner sleeping at third base, and he's thinking he's going home, but to skip one in 180 feet away with a runner at third base, that's a dangerous throw by Grant Landis.
1-1 the count to Reisenweber. That break-even pitch misses high and inside. Now at 2 balls and a strike. First base open. First and third playing in just a bit. Middle infielders are still back about midway in the dirt. Not really playing in, but not all the way back either. This pitch down low inside goes behind Reisenweber, who lifted a leg out of the way. And as that one goes through to the backstop, Canby able to score from third. Clement moves up to third base from second. So a wild pitch able to produce a run. It was a tough play for the catcher with the batter there lifting the leg, getting a glove over to try to get to that one. Count now 3-1 to Reisenweber and 7-2 Martinsburg. Reisenweber swings, lifts it deep into left field. That one is going to be over the head of the left fielder, Asher Landis. He'll track it down at the base of the fence. Scoring from third is Clement. That is an RBI double for Reisenweber. And don't look now, but Martinsburg has 8 runs. I told you if they score more than 1, it's got to be 9 or more.
Haven't gotten a 9 yet. Not saying they won't get there, but haven't got there quite yet.
That's the way this season has played out so far for the Bulldogs. It has been a lot of runs or not many at all. RBI number 3 on the season for Reisenweber. He's in scoring position for Isaiah Morris. Morris, a left-hand batter, doubled to drive in a couple his last time up. Chases a pitch here for strike 1.
And you know he wanted another one on that swing.
Oh, yeah. Morris with a bounce out to third in the first, a strikeout in the fourth, and then the 2 RBI double into that right center field gap his last time up, and that has Hott in center, shaded over now towards right center. That 0-1 pitch, high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Morris can wait back and hit one just slightly to the opposite field. There is a massive gap in left center going all the way over to where a traditional center fielder would play.
The 1-1 pitch is due to Morris. Here it comes. That one down low and outside. 2-1. Just one out in the inning, and that was the sacrifice bunt. That was Landon Sifford giving himself up to advance a pair of runners who both came home to score. The 2-1 is due to Morris. The left-hand hitter awaits. The right-hand pitcher delivers. Gets the call. A strike on the outside edge. It's 2-2. That wind continuing to blow towards right field.
Not as strong as it was.
Depends on which flag you look at out there in the outfield, to be honest with you. Off-speed pitch. Out away from Morris. Good eye as he watched that one all the way. And it missed high and outside for ball 3. A payoff pitch is due from the freshman, J.J. Charlton. He's ready with that 3-2. Here it comes. It's a ground ball in the hole between the first and second baseman out into right field. Reisenweber with his turn, heading to the plate, and he will score on the RBI single from Isaiah Morris. And there it is, 9-2 Martinsburg.
Have yourself a day. Isaiah Morris, a single, a double, 3 RBI now, a run scored. 9 RBI now in the season. He's up to 9 hits. Have yourself an afternoon or an evening.
There you go, and we'll have another trip to the mound, and I think a pitching change, and that looks to be Chase Walker, who is being called on to take over from right field. Let's wait and see who goes where.
There's also an 11 coming in off the bench.
All right, so which one gets the baseball?
That 11 is Cody Eaton.
Looks like it will be Eaton then who's coming in, and so that will lead to some other defensive changes. So it will be Cody Eaton who has the baseball in his hand and is talking to the catcher, getting ready to begin his warm-up tosses. Tell you what we'll do. We'll send it back to the studio. Let's take a full 2-minute timeout and then come back. We'll give you whatever we can get on those defensive changes as we have a pitching change with Martinsburg batting in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Dogs now leading Hampshire 9-2.
Heffley Motor Company, serving the Eastern Panhandle for over 17 years. Known for our wide variety of vehicles at great prices, we are the area's only pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer.
Save yourself time and money. Come see us. You'll be glad you did.
And don't forget our popular detailing service to keep your car looking brand new. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, why not buy local? Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
All right, Matt, when it comes to flooring, you can't beat luxury vinyl. It's waterproof, easy to clean and maintain, extremely durable, and looks great.
Are you nuts? Hardwood flooring's the way to go. It's durable, easy to maintain, matches every decor, and increases the value of your home instantly.
All right, one thing we can agree on is Tripp's Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring. They'll take care of you with great selection, service, and pricing.
Whether it's hardwood or luxury vinyl, call Trips at 304-229-7009.
Or visit TrippsFloorSanding.com.
So Cody Eaton wrapping up his warm-up pitches will now get ready to face Caleb Edwards, the Martinsburg cleanup hitter, who is 1 for 3. A strikeout swinging, a ground out to short. Last time up, a 2 RBI single to center. That was part of that 5-run 5th inning. The Dogs have added 3 more here in the 6th inning. They lead 9-2. Edwards in the right-hand box, and the pitch to him. Outside corner at the knees for strike 1. Looking ahead to that top of the 7th inning and the final at-bat in regulation for Hampshire, it's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters who will have to try to make something happen. Isaiah Morris stretching out his lead at first. He is the only base runner right now. Oof. Line drive back up the middle, goes off the wrist or the hand of the pitcher. It caroms into the grass towards first base, and everybody is safe. And now we pay attention to Eaton and make sure he's all right. Oh, he's hopping around. That hurt.
Yeah, that one right off the throwing hand, and I think they're going to bring in the on-site trainer.
Yeah, that'll be an infield base hit. Absolutely nothing that Eaton could do as that one came right back up the middle really hard off the bat of Edwards, who will have his 2nd hit of the day. He is at first with Morris at 2nd. Trying to see what they may look at, whether it hit the wrist, the hand, the forearm. Really hard for us to tell.
It was forearm down. It didn't hit it didn't hit close to the elbow or anything. So it was low forearm, wrist, or hand.
Yeah, they are tending to him right now, making sure that Eaton is okay, but I'm going to imagine that he is not going to be able to continue on the mound.
Austin Eglinger quickly ran off the field, so I'm guessing he may be your next pitcher as he now comes back. I'm waiting to see if there's he was at first base, waiting to see if there's still a first baseman's mitt, and now it looks like he's got a fielder's mitt on.
So Eaton comes in, faces one batter, and is going to go out with the injury. Oh boy, praying that that's nothing serious. You'd hate to think of a broken bone that might, end up harming him for the rest of the season. Hopefully just some bruising, swelling, and he'll be able to get back to it quickly. Hampshire tomorrow, scheduled to play at Frankfort, and then next week, 3 at home on the 4th, 5th, and 7th of May as they host University Moorfield. And then on the 7th, Martinsburg heads up that direction to Romney.
Well, this has been a very eventful game since the bottom of the 5th.
Yes, it has been.
Get your money's worth tonight.
Yes. Still waiting to see who is going to be the one to take over on the mound and who will go in at first base. This game started with Hampshire scoring 2 in the 1st inning. Mowry led it off with a single. A sacrifice bunt from Hott got him to 2nd after a Bryson pop-out. Grant Landis delivered an RBI single. He went to 2nd on a pass ball, and then Wes Landis bounced one to the backhand side of the shortstop, and that one ended up out into left field, an RBI base hit. 2-0 Hampshire. It stayed that way till the bottom of the 4th inning. A leadoff walk to Jack Reisenweber, and with 2 outs, an RBI infield base hit for Matthew Asanovich. Got Martinsburg on the board, trailing 2-1, and then in the bottom of the 5th inning, Martinsburg plates 5 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error and a very tough call that didn't go Hampshire's way on a rundown of a runner between 3rd and home, where the runner clearly seemed to be, well, he didn't seem to be, he was outside of any given base path. Hampshire thought the out was going to be called. It was not. He ended up scoring, and that helped to lead to more runs. And now 3 in this 6th inning. So the Dogs have blown it wide open, 9-2.
The new pitcher, Austin Eglinger, he comes in from first base. Coming off the bench to play first will be number 34, Austin Wright.
So there you go. Another Austin at first. And an Austin on the mound.
Cody Eaton, 0.0 innings pitched. 1 hit, no runs. Or I can't say no runs yet. That runner at first base would belong to him. No strikeouts, no walks. And again, can't close the book on J.J. Charlton yet. We know he went 1 inning, giving up 4 hits, did not strike out any and hit 2 batters. But again, still a runner on base at second base. That is his responsibility. And so far, Austin Eglinger struggling to find the strike zone just in his warm-up pitches. These have gone about 58 feet rather than the 60 feet needed. As that one, again, very low. So hopefully he can come in and find the strike zone.
Trip Tobin chiming in. Normally we see him here at the ballpark.
Yeah, taking the night off. Get off the couch, Trip. Put the Miller Lite down. Get off the couch.
Got to at least spend a little bit of time at home, right?
I'm sure his wife likes baseball season, out of the house more.
Matthew Asanovich will be the batter for Martinsburg. Coming up with still just 1 out in this bottom half of the 6th inning.
And, Matt, this would be the winning run if Asanovich is able to get on and come around.
He is 1 for 3, stands in the right-hand box. Eglinger on the mound delivers, and the first pitch called strike 1. Asanovich had that RBI infield single to plate the Dogs' first run back in the 4th inning. That was sandwiched between 2 pop-outs to the second baseman. So Charlton will probably be ready over there. Here's the off-speed pitch, fouled back to the backstop. Sounded like that one hit the brick at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely given a change of pace on the mound when you look at that fastball speed.
Yeah. So Martinsburg has to be patient. Wait on that pitch. After Asanovich, Shine Knotts is due. Bottom half of inning number 6, 9-2 Martinsburg. 7, 8, and 9 hitters will be due up for Hampshire in the top of the 7th. Breaking pitch down and in. Jumping out of the way of that one was Asanovich. It's ball 1. It was kind of more of a leap than a jump, right? You know, because the front leg came off first, and then the back leg comes off the ground. Trying to make sure it doesn't hit either one. Waiting for the dugout to yell, wear it. Take one for the team. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch down and in, and let's see, did that one hit him? I think it did. Yeah.
Certainly only 1 ball, and he's going to first. I think that one did clip him on the foot.
He was trying to dance around it, but could not get away from the baseball that time. So Morris goes to third. Edwards now stands at second. Asanovich is at first. And Shine Knotts to the plate. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and has also been hit by a pitch.
Should be Peyton DeMarco as the... At least it was earlier.
Well, but remember, he came in as a pinch hitter. That's right, he came in
as a pinch runner. You're right.
So that's Logan Wilt, who will take over at first. So Wilt's now serving as the runner. Batter at the plate, Knotts in the first pitch to him. Down and in, goes through to the backstop. All of the runners hold. It's a ball and no strikes.
And Morris not a lot of speed at third base, so it's got to be one that trickles by the catcher and gets to the backstop. It's hard through the legs of Grant Landis or around him and smacking off the brick below us in the backstop. I'm not sure he's getting home. Wind's starting to pick up here at P.O. Faulkner. Pushing out to right field as Storm's moving closer than we expected.
They are not far away. 1-0 on the way. That one inside and hits the batter. Knotts hit by a pitch will pick up his 5th run batted in on the season. I don't know if you call that the hard way or the easy way, as Morris comes home from third and now close the book on J.J. Charlton as he'll give up 4 runs here in this half inning. You've got Edwards running at third. Wiltz now at second. Knotts aboard at first, and Michael Lupus becomes the 9th man to hit in the Martinsburg 6th inning.
It'll be the 2nd time they've gone all the way through the order.
Yeah, they sent 10 to the plate in the 5th.
And unless this is a double play here, looks like they're going to bat around for the 2nd time in this game.
The lefty ready, and this pitch is inside and hits him.
And, man, now the winning run's just 90 feet away.
Yeah, that's it. That would be the Mercy Rule victory for Martinsburg. You can close the books now as well on Cody Eaton as Edwards crosses on the hit by pitch. No innings, 1 hit, 1 run, no strikeouts, no walks as Eaton was hit by a line drive back up the middle. and had to leave the game.
Boy, this has been one of the more interesting high school baseball games I've ever called. Just the way this has played out. A very cleanly, quick-played game all the way till the bottom of the 5th inning. I mean, two teams that were playing very well. Martinsburg got back within 1 at 2-1 in the 4th, and you're wondering, all right, what's going to happen in the 5th? But up until that point, it was, I mean, even the top of the 5th, you're talking quick baseball, well-played baseball, no errors, a couple of runners left on. You get a runner here, a runner there, but really a very well-played high school baseball game, and since then, wow.
Jacob Zittel now the batter after a brief conference on the mound. One of the assistant coaches coming out to talk with Eglinger and try to settle him down. First pitch down low and inside, but didn't hit him. It's ball 1. There's step number 1. It will, and John Alderton says. The lefty works from that first base side of the pitching rubber, it looks like. Ready with the next pitch. On the inside corner, there's a strike. It's 1-1. Infield is drawn in with just 1 out. They'll try to cut down the run at the plate if they can get a ground ball. Otherwise, this one ends as Martinsburg leads at 11-2. 5 runs in each of their last 2 at-bats.
Need their pitcher to consistently find the zone here. It's been his big issue since coming in.
1-1 pitch, high and outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Zittel, who is 0-for-2 with a ground out to short, a strikeout. And last time up, which was earlier in this half inning, was hit by a pitch and scored a run. In fact, he started this whole mess. He's responsible. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery is due. Zittel in the right-hand box. The lefty on the hill to the plate. Pitch misses up and away. That's ball 3. There's no place to put him.
Nope. Got to throw a strike here. Got to throw a couple of strikes. As one more that misses the zone ends this ball game.
Got to imagine this is going to be a long bus ride home.
Oh, yeah. It's never a fun bus ride regardless, but
3 ball, 1 strike delivery, and that went down low and outside, and there it is. That's ball 4. Zittel draws the base on ball, picks up his 2nd RBI on the season. It will bring home the runner from 3rd. That's Logan Wilt, and will bring this ball game to a close as Martinsburg will get the victory in mercy rule fashion by the final score of 12-2. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back and tell you all about it in our post-game show. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
The Art McBee Insurance Agency is proud to be a sponsor of EPAC Basketball. We're an independent insurance agency representing many top insurance companies. We offer home, auto, business, life, and health policies. Call us at 304-263-6906 or stop in at 824 North Queen Street in Martinsburg for a no-obligation quotation. Offices in Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs.
We welcome you back into P.O. Faulkner Park, where the Martinsburg Bulldogs get the victory. Their third straight, they improved to 5-4. Hampshire has a modest 2-game winning streak, or maybe I just say back-to-back wins, snapped as they fall to 4-4 on the season. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Our studio engineer, Colin McLaughlin, John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Donald Kinney is our producer here at the ballpark. And Matt, this game did not start the way that it finished in any way, shape, or form. You did not see a 12-2 Martinsburg win, even in the fourth and going into the fifth inning.
Looking at both these teams coming in, I didn't see a 12-2 Martinsburg game coming in. I didn't see it in the first inning, second inning, third inning, fourth inning. And that fifth inning, Martinsburg's bats came alive to start the inning. And then everything that went on with the run scoring to tie the game, whether the runner was out of the baseline or not, and the ejection of the assistant coach the very next batter, you could just tell the next time that Hampshire came to the plate in the top of the sixth inning that every ounce of momentum, all the energy they had, was gone. I mean, you stand out on the field for that long, you go back in the dugout and you go, what in the world just happened? I mean, every ounce of energy just left that dugout. So unfortunately for them, they're going to make the long bus ride back to Romney at 4-4, and the Dogs over 500 at 5-4.
There you go, and games tomorrow for each of these teams. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Hampshire got 2 runs in that first inning, took the early lead. Martinsburg answered with a run in the fourth inning. In the bottom of the fifth inning, plated 5 more, and in the bottom of the sixth inning, added 6 more. They sent 20 batters to the plate, 10 in each of their last 2 at-bats in that fifth and sixth inning, and Martinsburg goes on for the Mercy Rule victory by the final score of 12-2. We take a 1-minute timeout. On the other side of the break, we wrap up our broadcast as we look at some numbers from this one and set you up for our next broadcast. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers from this one. As usual, we will begin with the pitching totals. Let's start with the Hampshire Trojans. Wes Landis in the start. It looked like he had a chance to go the distance. I mean, he was stellar through the first 4 innings at least. Then in that 5th inning, things kind of fell apart. He goes 4 in the 3rd, giving up 6 runs on 5 hits. He struck out 7 and walked 3. J.J. Charlton, 1 inning in relief, 4 runs allowed on 4 hits, no strikeouts and no walks. He did hit 2 batters. Cody Eaton came in, faced just 1 batter, took a line drive off the hand or wrist, the forearm maybe of the pitching hand. He goes no innings, 1 run allowed, though, on that 1 hit with no strikeouts and no walks. And then Austin Eglinger, no innings, no hits, 1 run, no strikeouts, but 1 walk and 3 hit by pitches, helping to lead to the final runs in this one. For Joe Paulson in the start for Martinsburg, Matt, after the 2 runs in the first, he really settled down. 6 innings, just those 2 runs on 6 hits with 6 strikeouts and no walks.
And it seemed like he got stronger as the game went on. You look at those strikeouts, and 4 of them coming in the last 2 innings, 1 in the first and 1 in the fourth to go along with that. But it seemed like he got in more of a rhythm. And again, the bats coming alive probably helps that. But it seemed like he got more comfortable as that baseball game went on.
All right, you want to take a look at some of the offensive numbers?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start with Hampshire in the leadoff spot. Cohen Mowry had a very good game, the best offensive day for Hampshire. Scored a run and went 2 for 3 at the plate, including a single and a triple, a double for Colin Hott. Grant Landis, an RBI single. He would also come around and score a run. Wes Landis, a RBI single, and a single for J.J. Charlton. 7, 8, 9 did not reach base for Hampshire. In the bottom of the order, can't even reach base on a walk, hit by pitch, hit whatever. That is going to slow your offense down for sure. For Martinsburg, boy, where do we start here? Landon Sifford, a big single that drove in some runs early on in that 5th inning, and the 5th inning that just didn't want to seem to end for Martinsburg. In the number 2 spot, Jack Reisenweber, a couple of walks and an RBI double. Isaiah Morris, 3 RBI on the night, 2 hits, a double, and a single. Also came around to score twice. Caleb Edwards, an infield single and a RBI single back in the 5th. A run for Matthew Asanovich, or should I say his pinch runner / courtesy runner, also an infield single, RBI for Matthew Asanovich. A couple of times was Shine Knott's hit. He also drove in a run with the bases loaded on one of those hit by pitches. A couple of walks and a double for Michael Lupus. And reaching base twice was Jake Zittel. And 2 singles in the bottom of the order for the number 9 hitter, Hudson Clement. So 1 through 9 hitting the baseball very well, getting on base for Martinsburg tonight. And again, can't say enough about the effort of Joe Paulson.
Final numbers, Martinsburg, 12 runs on 10 hits, no errors, 7 left, 5 of those in scoring position for Hampshire. 2 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. They left 4-3 in scoring position. Paulson is 2-1 with the win. Landis 0-1 with the loss. Time of the game, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Again, Martinsburg's won 3 in a row. They're 5-4. Hampshire has seen a 2-game winning streak snapped as they fall to 4-4. Both these teams back in action tomorrow. Hampshire will be at Frankfort. Martinsburg is at Musselman, and Matt, we will be there.
Looking forward to that one. Our first time being down in Inwood calling a baseball game this year. We've seen Musselman once. A game they probably want to forget, that Mercy Rule game out at Hedgesville, but should be a good one. Martinsburg riding some momentum above 500 and should have an awful lot of momentum coming off of this game tonight.
That game time tomorrow night is at 7. Our pregame at 6:40. It's the first of 3 meetings this year between the Applemen and the Bulldogs. Don't see that a lot, but part of the COVID-shortened season and a little less travel and that sort of thing as well. So join us tomorrow night for more high school baseball. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here. Special thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of tonight's game. We thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks to coaches Aaron Byler and Chad Van Meter for information and interviews for our broadcast. Thanks as well to all the staff and the folks here at P.O. Faulkner Park for their help and support with our broadcast coverage. Back at the studio, our engineer is Colin McLaughlin. Our on-site producer is Donald Kenny. Running our TV10 camera, John Alderton, along with Matt Crawford. I'm Matt Miller, reminding you one more time the final score, Martinsburg 12 and Hampshire 2. Until tomorrow night, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Smallwood and Small Insurance, Thomas Miller Agent, Administrative Drive, Martinsburg. Cider Press Restaurant, Exit 5, Inwood. Trips Floor Sanding and Berkeley Fashion Flooring in Inwood. Chris Ross with Milestone Realty, Tavern Road, Martinsburg. The Mortgage Center in the Aiken Center, Martinsburg. Dynamark Atlantic Security, your local alarm professional. Ollie's VIP Northside, Veronica Drive, Martinsburg. Art McBee Insurance, Martinsburg and Berkeley Springs. D&N Auto Specialists off Tavern Road, Martinsburg. And Heffley Motors, HeffleyMotorCompany.com.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.